competition I've got with these guys are all pretty chilled. Hello everybody, welcome to RDTCC. We're back again for season 11 here with the SRC Camaros. We're using this time around AMS once again. It'll be our sim of choice for this season. We're here at Adelaide for round 1 of this series. Obviously Aussie time zone this one, so the big difference here. Aussie runs, so we're running this one in Aussie friendly time zone. And so that's why we're doing the stream at this point rather than how we normally would time-wise. But yeah, we're just here in qualifying, just started up that now. All the drivers should be doing their first laps right now. I'm just watching a few guys going around. We've got Jamie Pride at the moment for APR 2. APR Racing is, I think, one of the first guys out. He's going down the back straight now. And yeah, so welcome to the stream now, welcome to the series. This should be a really great series, these cars. If you don't know these cars, these are basically the Aussie race cars, they are, based on those little pocket rockets. Fantastic little cars. They do, they may look a little bit sedated with their size, but anything but. They are a little, pretty ferocious little things to drive. in reality got a lot of power and not a lot of weight. It's a very good power to weight ratio, and they're just a general blast to tackle in any circuit, especially around here, very close to the walls. They look almost miniature, even around Adelaide. We know how tight Adelaide is in pretty much anything else. But they do promote some very, very close racing. Weight of 595 kilos, so weigh not very much. And they've got a 1300cc motorbike engine in them, so power to weight ratio, very impressive indeed. And that's kind of the strength of these cars. This championship, for your information, will be 6 rounds, 12 races, so two races per round. I believe they're 30-minute races per round, and this is obviously the first one here. We'll have the second one straight up after race 1. Adelaide, of course, we know it should be one of the toughest circuits on the calendar. Very bumpy circuit, very tough circuit, especially mentally. It doesn't really give you many breaks. There's just walls all around you. You're constantly having to be wrestling cars around the circuit. You shouldn't be as bad as this would be in maybe a V8 Supercar, let's say. So the drivers have that kind of advantage of it being not as demanding as it would be in, say, a V8 Supercar. But it still will be very demanding nonetheless. And also, the races will not have tyre wear, so there won't be any tyre wear, no fuel. These tyres on these cars, super durable tyres, and they don't use too much fuel either, so they should be able to easily do the full race length for each race. So we're basically just going to get pure 110%, just completely going for glory racing for each and every race. Also, race 2, fun look at the race 2 will be, it's going to be a reverse grid, so top 10 will be reversed. So we've got some ingredients here for this to be a pretty spectacular season of racing here at RaceDepartment. Myself, Thomas Henshill, will be leading you through this one alone this time around. We should have 2 of us comms for the next round. Unfortunately, for this first round, it'll just be me, but I will do my best to cover off that on my own and handle this one as best I can. On cameras is Joseph Wright. Big thanks to him, of course, for doing the lovely images and presenting the lovely pictures you're seeing on your screens right now as we go through qualifying. So, now the introductions are out of the way. We're 5 minutes into qualifying, 20-minute session. Jamie Pride at the moment has the pole time today, 2:175, 6/10 clear of Sean Allen of the Race on Oz motorsport car. Although Kevin Harris just pops into P2 there for Redback Racing, so good stuff there from Kevin. He now pops into that second spot. We're still waiting on Tony Benelli's another one. He's currently yet to do a lap, and he will, or it was in practice, him and Jamie were basically trading times. So once he gets a lap in, he should be right up there. I'm just trying to find where he is in P21. He's about to cross the line now. I think this is his first time lap. Let's have a look here. Cross the line, and there it is, goes. Oh, wow, 3/10. Oh no, 3/10 behind, yeah, Jamie there in second spot for Tony on a 32.519. So Jamie's pulled out a fantastic first lap, a 31.175. Fantastic stuff from him. Really good solid start to this session from him. Who was that? Someone just popped into a spot there in the top 5. I think it was Brody Steen there, popped into P4 on a 132.705. So already see second even down to, what's that, down to 7th, all within a few tenths of each other. So very, very close. At the back end of the 10. We've got a bit of a gap to P8 at the moment with Sam Smith, although he's got Fred Locklear right with him. And the rest of those guys behind them are actually pretty close, down to about 15th or so, as the drivers just going around. Now, Chris Stacey, who's also running this league, by the way, also racing the series. He's in P22 at the moment. He has to do a time. He should be another one I would expect to be at least in the top 10. He's usually very handy in pretty much any car I've seen him drive. He's a pretty handy driver, so I would say we should see him coming up the field once he gets a lap in, driving for Roaring Pipes Maniacs in this series. Michael Steed's his teammate. He's in P11 at the moment. Chris, I'd say, is on a lap right now, judging possibly, although he looks like he may come up on traffic there, which isn't going to be too helpful for him. So they come through the flying right-hander. No, he's backed off. Okay, I think he had traffic there and he's called that lap off, so it looks like he'll try again. So yeah, looks like we're waiting on Chris to get a lap in now. I think it's just Chris and Aiden Kiernan and Andrew Scott. They're the only 3 yet to do a lap at the moment. Still 12 minutes left, so still plenty of time to pop in a lap. Also, great looking grid this one as well, of course. A lot of very pretty liveries out on the track at the moment. Always great to see, you know, the teams put in the effort with the liveries, because it just makes the racing that much better when you got all these very pretty cars and vibrant colours all throughout the grid. And I just noticed Brody Sten actually has now gone to the top, so he's managed to pip Jamie just 0.08 of a second. Geez, that is very close. Sean Allen now has also popped into third, so he's popped ahead of Tony Benelli. So it looks like at the moment we may have a bit of a race on Oz Apia duel in this first round of the championships. I think someone else there just joining the server. That would be Glenn Collins in the Bad Cat Racing machine. So it looks like they've got 26 runners and riders here for round one. I know that I'm fairly sure Apia are missing one of their cars. Jamie's missing his teammate. I think he wasn't able to make it. So they're down one car for this round. So I know it's one car that's missing from the roster, but I'm sure they'll be back in round two. But at the moment, still Brody Stan leading, Jamie Pryor in P2, and you got Sean Allen P3, Tony Benelli P4, Sam Smith in P5, the Tin Shed Racing car, very nice indeed. Matt Legales is in P6 in that lovely Castrol Racing liveried car, very, very nice indeed. Then we've got P7 Kevin Harris now, who's dropped down a bit with everyone else getting some times in. Then we've got Michael Steed in P8 in that Caltex liveried car, very nice indeed, a bit Lounsey-esque almost there, that livery. And we've got P9 Pavel Koshkin is in P9 running. At 10 at the moment is Fred Lockley in the second of the Redback Racing cars. But yeah, looks like most of the drivers now have got some sort of time in. Just a few of them down the back there who've just joined. They're still yet to put a time in. Chris also yet to put a time in, but I assume no, he's warming his tyres. Looks like he's not got a lap in yet. Chris just must be. I think he's struggling possibly to find some clean air possibly at the moment. So looks like he's found a nice bit of track from what I can see. Just trying to use my little bit of track map I've got sitting there, and yeah, looks like he's got a good little gap to feed into at the moment that he could possibly put in a good lap. Very close indeed, though, I've got to say. It's second, all the top 10, more or less, within a second of each other. And there's a good little battle in that midfield there. A lot of the guys are very close, all within a few tenths of each other. But yes, I'll just mention back to the liveries real quick. I've got to say a shout out to, it's not the prettiest livery. I said I was going to do this, and give a little shout out to it. Not the prettiest livery, but it's so very accurate. I'm going to use Ollie McGowan as the example. He's in P18 at the moment. And no, that is not an actual temp car. It's not an R-Factor / AMS temp car. That is the livery. They've actually made the livery a temp car, which I just give huge shout out to, because I think that is very, very nice indeed. Yes, it's not pretty, but it's a good little shout out to anyone who's played any sort of large amount of R-Factor 1, R-Factor 2, or even AMS multiplayer knows of when you're on track and a player joins and their car shows as a temp car. That's what they've decided to make the livery be, which I think is a very, very good little shout out there. So kudos to them on that. May not be the prettiest, but it's a good laugh, so I like that one a lot. In terms of my prettiest livery, I actually don't know yet. I'm yet to decide that. There's just too many pretty ones, way too many pretty ones. I'm not really sure. I do like Apia's. The Apia Racing Cars, they did for the liveries for the last Stock Car Championship, which was also an Aussie Time Zone series. They had a similar sort of liveries they have on their cars at the moment. Very, very good. Do like a lot, but I guess can't pick it. Can't pick it, really. It's too many pretty cars, I think, is the problem for me. Race on Oz has got a good livery too. It's probably between Apia and Race on Oz for me. Probably the two picks from my view, at least, in terms of pretty liveries on the grid. But again, everyone who's got a livery on the car, very, very pretty indeed. So it's very good to see, as I said, the vibrant colours on the grid. As we got someone else joining. It's Glenn Collins again joining, and I think he left and joined again. I'm surprised, yeah, that there was an issue there. So hopefully Glenn can get whatever's going on sorted, because I think he left just before he's joined again. So fingers crossed he can get whatever's going on there all good. But looking at the times, P4, as someone else just jumps into, that's Chris, there we go for Stacey. Finally, it's the time in P8 there with 1:32.652. I'll tell you what, P4 all the way down to P8 is within a tenth, more or less. It's how close it is at the moment. As there you go, Tony Benelli just pops in a bit of a quicker time, jumps to P3 on 32.371. I think Jamie may have been on a lap, and he's just spun it at the chicane, as has Brody Steen behind him. So just a synchronised spinning there from a couple of the top guys in the order list. But yeah, looks like a lot of the top guys at the moment just sort of getting themselves sorted for some laps. Just watching Kevin Harris, not sure if he's on a lap, we'll see. Across the line, if he was or wasn't quicker, I'll have a look. No, he's just starting lap now, so there you go. So this is a new lap for Kevin Harris. I might just keep on him as he comes through that first chicane. hopping the curbs, really abusing them. But you've got to be a bit careful with these cars, obviously, because they're so small, and because the wheelbase of them, as you can see, there's such a small wheelbase that curb hopping is not really sometimes the best idea, because they're so small and just so, oh boy, is he, big hit into the wall there for Kevin. This is so dumb, but yeah, because of their small size and small wheelbase, these cars don't really like the bumps and don't really like sudden shocks as much as, say, a V8 Supercar would. And apologies, I'm probably going to compare to V8 Supercars a lot. I'm going to just blame on being Aussie, and that's my default mode, so apologies on that one. But yeah, so it's and that's something I'll be watching as well, just seeing how much these drivers do abuse the curbs. Even in these cars, I'm seeing quite a few are actually hitting quite hard, especially at the first chicane. A lot of people using a lot of curb in these cars. I'm very surprised that they haven't just gone flying into the stratosphere, because these things are so light. But either way, we keep going on. So far, the order's pretty stable at the moment. Looks like a lot of the drivers have got in their best laps pretty early on in the session. Of course, the track will be rubbering up. Of course, AMS, as with pretty much all the sims at this point, all the major sims anyway, has dynamic track conditions, so the track is rubbering up as the drivers go along. So there is actually something to be said about waiting to the end of a session and then putting in your best lap, because the track really is at its grippiest at the end of a session. So that's something to consider for these drivers. So you would expect in the last 5 minutes that they would just find maybe another tenth or two as the tracks rub it up, but we'll see. We'll see. It looks like, from what I'm seeing, a lot of the top guys at least have put in some pretty stonking laps already in this session, as I'm just looking at Benelli and Prida just going along together on track. I think they're both starting a lap, and yes, they are. So they're just starting a lap now for those two. So yep, we'll just watch those guys going along. I might keep an eye on Benelli, as he's ahead of Jamie on track. So he's just coming through the right hander here in the start of the 90-degree section here at Adelaide. These constant 90-degree corners, probably one of the staples of this track. Here on the left hand here, and that leads into another 90-degree right hander, and then you got another 90-degree right hander that leads onto the back straight. Oh boy, goes all over the curb there. Big use of the curbing. So Tony's definitely not holding off. He's bashing all over those curbs as he heads down the back straight now towards the flying right-hander. Probably one of the most exciting corners, probably in Australian motorsport, really. It's such a, as you can see here, go flying through here at warp speed, very fast indeed. And there's a wall obviously right there, so if you stuff it up, all you get is a face full of wall, which is not very good. But he comes down to the hairpin now. Not going to hit the curb on the inside, probably for the best. Probably it'll probably just unsettle the car rather than helping, as he heads down through this back half of the circuit in towards the sort of stadium section now of the circuit, bashing the curb there on the inside, running out wide. And you got this sort of fast flowing left-right hander as you head into this hairpin here at the final corner. He bumped the apex there. No, it's not using the curb on that one. Breaking in for the hairpin, not as crazy as it would be in something like a V8 Supercar through there, but still pretty fast and fun stuff there as he comes towards the line. Is he going to improve? He does. There you go, goes pole on 32.054. Looks like Jamie behind him, I didn't think improved. So there you go, Tony Benelli finds a few more tenths, and that puts him at the moment in provisional pole. He's jumped Brody, who I think is just starting a lap. Let me have a look. No, he just did a lap, and it was, wow, a lot slower, 9 tenths. So I assume he had a little bit of a half spin or something there, which is why that was a bit slower. But we'll see here. It looks like he's continuing on, so we'll see if he can improve on this lap. He's just coming into the middle part of the circuit now. A bit of a lock up in the braking zone. You don't want to use much more curving than that. That was very radical sort of stuff there from Brody as he heads through the last few corners, running out wide there, just nipping the wall. And again, using a lot of the curbing as he comes on towards the back straight, chucking it really out wide there, really trying to open up that corner as best he can. A lot of drivers there, as we can see, all of them really hogging over the curbs there on the exit. That's something to bear in mind with this series, as well as we are. I think it's using the game basically as deciding the penalties in terms of track limits. So basically we're leaving it to the game to decide what a cut is and what isn't. That's basically how it's running this series. Though the drivers do have the option, if they want to, they can protest if they think that drivers are maybe using a bit too much curbing, if they want to. Though hopefully these guys are going to be racing too hard to really take notice of anything like that, fingers crossed. But either way, we're just watching Brody coming in towards the stadium section now, running into the back half of the circuit. Looked like a pretty solid lap. We'll see if it's any better as he uses the curb on the inside there. Back end just squirreling a little bit as he heads in towards the final corner now. Chuck it right, get on the gas as soon as you can. Oh, it's this squirming under power there, and that's these cars. Rear-wheel drive, of course, this light, this small, is going to be a bit of wheel spin to deal with. He doesn't improve on this lap. We'll see how far he was. He's 4/10 off, but he's improving slowly, so it looks like he's building up here, bro. He's building to a lap that he can possibly go to the top of the leaderboard. Just looking everywhere else, it doesn't look like there's been much movement elsewhere. I think it's Glenn again joining the game. He's left and joined 3 times now. I really hope for Glenn's sake whatever's causing issues there can be sorted, because it's not good to see him joining in and leaving again. Especially Michael Steed, they're getting a bit squirrely out of the final corner. I think he's on a lap. No, I think he's on our lap. Apologies, he's just starting a lap now. No, he was on a lap. There goes Steed, goes 3/10 slower than his best. He's up 3 laps in a row. And his last lap for that one was almost quicker than his best lap. He pretty much matched it there, and he's down in P9 in that Caltex liveried car. Just looking at Simon Bailey here. Ooh, coming out of the last corner there, a bit squirrely on the power. It looks like he's on a lap. It's first lap of this run for him, and no improvement there for him either. As we go along, just keeping an eye on. We'll keep an eye on Brody again, I guess, because he's coming through the final part of the circuit. I'm curious to see if he can go quicker here, as he really bashes the curves there on the entry. But just under a minute and a half to go here, so drivers will be building now to their final laps of the session. We'll see if Brody can go better here. He's been building and building on throughout this little run here. He's done 2 laps already. First one was about 9/10 off. The next one was about 3/10 off. He's just been building and building towards a better lap time here as he comes across the line. Is he going to improve? He does not. And he went 0.086 of a second off his best. So he's got 1 more lap in him. And he keeps this trend up. He should go quicker if he can keep plugging away at these laps. So building up here, and it looks like he might finally reach the peak at the end of this lap if he can keep it together. And on track, Benelli's just behind him as well. He's starting his final lap, watching Jamie Pryort's coming out of the final corner. I believe on a lap. We'll soon find out. He's crossed the line. It was an outlap. Apologies. There you go. So he'll be on his final lap now as well. Pretty sure pretty much everyone except for Legales is not out. He's one of the guys who isn't out there trying to do a lap, so he's happy with his 32.5 in P6, but a lot of drivers behind him are very close, so you might have to watch out that he may get jumped in the closing stages. I'll just keep an eye on Sam Smith now. Tin Shed Racing, half a second off the lead at the moment in P5, just coming through the final corner now. See if he can improve. Looked like a pretty tidy little run there for the last few corners. Let's have a look. Doesn't improve. I'll have a look at how close he was. No, that was an outlap. Alright, apologies there. Always annoying trying to tell who's on outlap and who's on an actual lap. As I believe Stacey also starts his final lap just 3 seconds on the clock. He just makes it. I don't know if Koshkin made it. He may have. No, he didn't. There you go. Koshkin just didn't make it to do a lap. But we'll keep an eye now on Brody Stan. Benelli's pulled it, so Benelli's not going to be going for a lap here. So if Brody can improve and jump Tony, that will be pole, I would say, depending on if Jamie or any others can find some time too. Let's have a look here. Brody out of the final corner. Looking alright. Let's see. He's been building to a good lap. Can he go quicker? No, he cannot. Off just under a 10th off his best. So his quick lap was actually his second last lap there of his run. Just wasn't able to find extra pace. It looks like pretty much everyone else of the top guys has called it. We've got a few of the guys further back still going. We've still got Chris Stacey going, so it looks like he'll be the final car on a lap. So I'll just keep an eye on him. I'm just looking at who's that. I think we've got Sean Rogers and Alex Smertz there on laps as well. I'll just keep an eye on them as they're about to come across the line. Smertz is down in P19 at the moment, 135 dead. See if he goes quicker here at the end of the session. He does not. There you go. And I don't believe that. No, Rogers didn't improve either. So just waiting on Stacey now. He'll be the last one to do a lap. Half a second off at the moment in P7. Can he go quicker? There's the question. Let's have a look here as he comes through the last corner. Looks pretty tidy from what I've seen so far. Pretty clean, tidy lap from him. Let's have a look here. Hugs it all the way to the left there, trying and shorten his drag to the line. It's not enough. He doesn't improve. And that will be your order for this session. There you go. So, I went through the order then. So we have Tony Benelli on pole for APL1. So they managed to get the first pole position for the season. Brody Steam, though, under half a tenth off Tony there in the battle for pole. So it's going to be a very juicy race we've got going on between those two. Jamie Pryor in P3, sitting up early in the session, not really seeming to be able to improve as the session went on. Sean Allen in the second of the race on Oz Cars in P4. I'm going to peg those four to possibly be battling for the win towards the in both races. I think it'll be those 4 guys. I think are going to be the ones to watch at the front, duking it out for the. In P5 we have Sam Smith in the Tin Shed Racing Car. P6 we have actually I think Matt Legales is actually disconnected. Hopefully he can get back in without any issues going on there, so we'll hopefully see him back. No problem. I think he was in P6. I think Matt was actually P6, then Steve was actually P7. Kevin Harris, P8. Michael Steed, P9 with Pavel Koshkin, I believe, running at top 10. Fred Locklear will be P11 with Sean Rogers in the section of the Tin Shed Cars. P12, Jeremy Talbot for Speedy Mike Racing. He'll be P13 with Jack Trooper in P14. Martin Vendis for Atlantic Motorsports. He should be P15 with Simon Bailey in P16. Matt Bailey, P17 in the Penrite entry with Steve Legale in P18, I think it is. Apologies, I'm getting confused now, trying to keep in mind where Matt is. And you got Alex Mertz, Lee McCohen in the Tempt car, the very eye-catching Tempt car. Edward Rocket will be next with Ian Silver for Barbarian. I like that C9, Barbarian. That's savage. I like it. And then we've got in the GoRace.fr, Fabrice there is next up on the list. Aidan Kieran is next up, and I believe rounding out your field should be Andrew Scott and possibly Glenn Collins if he can get back in. He's not in the game again, so I'm not sure if he'll get back in again. But he should be there if he can sort out whatever issues he seems to be having. So we've got a 10-minute warm-up thereabouts, so we've got about 8 minutes left in this one. And then we'll get to the race, and hopefully it should be a good race ahead of us. As I said, I think it'll be a good fight at the top, because I reckon those top 4, the two Race On Aussies and Apia cars, I can see them having a very nice fight for this win. As I believe, is that Matt coming back in? It is. Okay, so there you go, Matt back in the game. So we should have 25 runners and riders in this one. I don't know if Glenn's going to rejoin. He wasn't able to do a lap and didn't seem to fix whatever issues were going on for him, so I'm going to assume he's not going to make it. So we should have 25 cars though, 25 of these little pocket rockets to race in this first race. Should be a pretty fascinating first round. Hopefully it'll be a nice close race, nice clean racing too. We do have 100% damage too, by the way. I know these cars can take a beating because they're designed for close racing in mind, but even so, 100% damage, so you have a pretty big shunt, then that's pretty much going to be your race over. And of course these are effectively sprint races, so if you have an issue, there's not really much time to get back in from that any sort of major crash, unlike endurance racing, so that's something to keep in mind as well. So yeah, we're just waiting on warm-up to be done. All the drivers will be going through their final checks before the race. Again, any questions or anything or any comments, be sure to leave them in the Twitch and or YouTube and or Race Department site. I'll try and answer any that there are, or make mention of any comments if need be. Happy to interact with you guys in the broadcast, so don't be afraid to leave any comments or anything like that in the chats, and we'll try and keep an eye on them and mention them if they are there. So yeah, but should be very, very fun. Look forward to this one. Not quite sure what to expect in terms of overtaking, but we'll see. I reckon we could see 4 wide quite regularly, I suspect, because these cars we see, they're very, very small. So 4 wide or even 5 wide is probably possible. Let's be real here. So that is definitely something to keep an eye on. So yeah, yes, but obviously if you enjoy Race Department streams or anything like that, or want to be kept in the loop of future content, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because obviously any streams we do go through YouTube and Twitch, and obviously same goes for Twitch. If you want to be kept in the loop on anything Race Department, make sure you give that Twitch a good little follow, and obviously head over if you want to the Race Department site, www.racedepartment.com, for all any news on the series or sim racing in general or motor racing in general on Race Department. Also, of course, got the download section. Got some great content there that people can submit, mods for sim racing games. There's some great stuff there, I'll tell you that. I've got plenty of stuff through the Race Department downloads recently, especially Assetto Corsa recently. I've been right into Assetto Corsa, I've got to say. The former hybrid on that game. I've been getting so many skins. It's bad. I need to stop getting so many skins. I'm never gonna race them all, but I just to see a skin, it's like, ooh, gotta get it. So yeah, plenty of stuff there on that front as well for the modding side of things, and obviously the forum as well. Plenty of discussion boards on there as well. So if you want to discuss anything sim racing related or motor racing related, or anything like that, racing related, car related, you know, it's all there on the Race Department site. Plenty of like-minded people who'd be more than happy to discuss anything like that with others. So we've got about 5 minutes left in this warm-up. I think I might give you guys a little break from my voice for a little bit, and I reckon we'll come back live with about a minute to go on warm-up. We'll come back live, and we'll be ready to go racing. So I'll be back with you guys in a little bit. Alright, welcome back everybody to the first round of Season 11 of RDTCC. We're back now for Race 1. So Race 1 should be starting in just under a minute's time. We're just finishing up warm-up now. All the drivers doing their practice starts and the like. And yeah, we were just discussing it before as, oh look at that, we've got a nice little line of ARC Camaros on the line doing their practice starts. Yeah, it's just discussing with Joe before during the break there. We were just discussing about how close this should be. We've got four, as we saw in qualifying, we've got 4 cars that are within basically a few tenths of each other. And then just behind them, even down the back in the 10, was almost within half a second. And especially if the front few battle like I suspect they will, we may even get a 10-car battle or more for the win, which is just... I don't know if my mind can really comprehend just how crazy that could be, seeing, 10 of these cars switching position, going all over the place, maybe going 3 or 4 wide all the time. My mind, I think, needs to see it to believe it with these things. But it should be a very close first race. And again, as we mentioned, 100% damage as well, so full damage. There's no easy way with that. It's the full Monty, so to speak, on the damage front. So if you have a big crash, then that's probably going to be you out, because it is only a short sprint race, so there's not really much time to make back from mistakes like that. So that's going to be something that the driver's going to have to keep in mind as well. Should be a very interesting little race here. So I think we're just about to go to the race very soon. Just waiting for the session to move on. And then we can go racing here in race 1 of the season here using the Camaros. Should be fascinating. Should be fascinating. Of course, seeing all these pretty cars as well, as we mentioned before. I'm very keen to see all these vibrant colours racing each other around the circuit. Again, shout out to me for team names. Seeing as we're doing teams just quickly before we go on to the race. I think team name for me, pick of the bunch, has to be Barbarian. It's simple, isn't it? It's just Barbarian. Bang. There you go. That's what I'm doing. I like that. That's a good, pretty savage sort of team name. It's quite good. So that's my pick for the team names. There you go. So should be quite something. Just waiting for the session to go on. Should be any minute now. Just waiting, I think, for a few drivers to finish their laps, and then we can head on to race 1 of the season. Again, different race format. Second race is a reverse top 10. Which is going to make things even more fascinating for race 2. And I'll tell you what, it's the possibilities for this season, especially with these little cars. They don't look like much, but they are quite a bundle of fun. They really are. I haven't driven them too much, but I have had a little bit of a crack at these things before, and they really are a lot of fun. As there goes the signal, the beeping, the signal for the start of the race. We've got a minute for the drivers to grid up, and then we'll be good to go. So Tony Pinelli, of course, on pole with Brody Steen alongside. Who is going to get the jump? Let's see as they head down towards the first corner. APA versus Race on Oz. I suspect this might be a theme throughout the season. This might be a bit of a team duel we're going to see towards the front. APA versus Race on Oz, with maybe even Tin Shed and maybe Redback Racing kind of playing into as well as Roaring Pipes. But we've just got under 30 seconds to go now until we go to the green flag. I'll tell you what, this is going to be quite something. This race. Oh. What's happened there? Tony Benelli has gone. Formation lap, right. No, formation lap, yeah. So I think Tony Benelli on the formation lap, he's jumped a gun on the formation lap and just absolutely flown off. Oh, no. Oh, okay, right. Auto grid up, sorry. All right, here we go, and we're away, I believe, for the start of the race. No, formation lap, yes. So formation lap, sorry, guys. Got all confused with Tony jumping the gun on the formation lap. We're on the formation lap, so I'll run you through your order now. So we've got Tony Benelli on the pole position for Apia with Brony Steen in second place. Jamie Pryor in P3 with Sean Allen P4. Sam Smith, he's the first of the Tin Shed Racing Cars, is P5. Matt Legalos, who managed to get back in the game, thankfully, after he had to disconnect there at the warm-up, is in P6. Chris Stacey for the Roaring Pipes Maniacs is P7 with Kevin Harris P8. Michael Steed P9 with Pavel Koshkin P10. Fred Lockley at P11. Sean Rogers in P12. The second of the Tin Shed Cars, Jeremy Talbot is the first of your Speedy Might drivers. Jack Cooper P14 in the second of the first team of APA Cars. Makes sense, trust me. Martin Vindus is in the Atlantic Motorsport current P15 with Simon Bailey in P16. Matt Bailey in P17, the Penrite entry with Steve Regathers in second of the Castrol Cars in P18. Alex Mertz And the Speedy Mike cars, P19's Ollie McCowan in that lovely temp car in P20. Edward Rocket in P21 with Ian Silver, the Barbarian. Or I should say Ian the Barbarian Silver, as I think I'm going to call him now throughout this series, thanks to that team name, in P22. Fabrice there in P23. Aiden Kieran, Aiden there, nearly butchered your name, is P24. And what will be still P25, running at your field here, will be Andrew Scott for the Bad Cat Racing team. So there's your grid, there's your field and your grid for this first race. Who are you picking for the win? Be sure to leave a comment there of your pick for the win if you want to. I'll keep an eye on it and see if we'll see if you're right. See if you pick the right winner here. And let's see how we go. So they're just heading around the grid now to line up. Probably just confusion with the start before there. Just got confused with Tony jumping the gun on the formation lap. Damn it, Tony, if you watch this back. But we are about ready to go. Wow, Tony going a long way forward there on the grid there. He's actually on the checkered flag on the lineup there. He's a long way forward, so interesting to see there. But we're just waiting now on the back of the grid to come round and line up. And then we will be ready to go here for race 1 of the season. Just waiting on Scott now. He lines up and the lights should be coming on now for this first race. Revs rise and we are... There we go, lights coming on now, and we're away. There we go, away from the start of the race. Oh, and Tony has got an awful start. Brody Steen has jumped in by a mile. Look at the top 3 are gone as they head towards turn 1. I think Jamie Pride might even get Tony here around the outside. No, he's just going to fall in line. There we go, as the rest of the field charges through chicane, just keeping an eye out for any instance further back. Nope, looks like everyone very stated actually, very well behaved there in the first lap. As we come in towards the middle part of the track, oh, we got Matt Lagala's going through on Sam Smith, I believe, there on the inside. Look at these guys thundering through the middle part of the track. All drivers being very respectable, it has to be said. They're all being very cautious here early on. Good to see, no one doing anything too outrageous. As the rest of the field trundles here through the middle part of the track. Oh, then we had a few guys possibly further back getting some whacks with the wall, but it is Brody Steen leading the way. What a great start for him. Absolutely perfect start. Don't know what happened to Tony there. It looked like he got duped by the start. Just didn't quite get where the lights went off. And ended up being almost surprised by how quickly they came on there. So that was a bit of a bad one for him. Watching Chris Stacey here, I think, having to defend from Sam Smith. Well, no, past him. Sam Smith is dropping like a stone. I think he started P5, he's into P7 already, and now he's got Kevin Harris having a look on his inside into the hairpin. Let's have a look here. He's going to try and hold it. Sam Smith, oh, who's that? It's Matt Lagala is getting very curb happy there. And I think Sam's managed to hold, although look at this, he's got an angry pack of little ARC Camaros right behind him here as they come through the final sector and complete their first lap of this race. I'm going to say it should be, I'd say, around about a 19-20 lap race, somewhere around there, because it is about a minute and a half each lap, and it's a half an hour race, so 2 half-an-hour races is the format for this season. As there you go, Brady Steen across the line in the lead, but he's got 2 APO cars charging down to try and catch him up, and it's not Sean Allen. Sean Allen is not up there with him. He managed to get jumped by the Gallows on that first lap, and he's actually caught up behind Matt there a little bit, and then you've got Chris Stacey in P6 there in the RPM car, and you've still got Sam Smith getting attacked here relentlessly by Kevin Harris here for P7. Just behind them is Koshkin and Steed. Oh, Simon Bailey, oh, he's around. He was P11, he's dropping down the field now. Should probably get going at P20, Billy. P20? No, oh yeah, he's got big damage, I think. Yeah, big damage to that ARC Camaro. Just lost the rear there on the exit of the right-hand area in the middle sector, and that was it. Big shame for Simon. I think he's still going. Oh, we've got someone else's round. Oh, that's Matt Bailey as well. Oh, the 2 Baileys have had a spin. We'll see if I can figure out what happened to Matt here. But it was just a spin on his own to Simon, and it was for Matt too. It was almost identical, both just losing the rear through different right-handers. So synchronised crashing there, it seems, from the Bailey boys. But either way, as we see here, Brody Steen still leading. But look at this, Tony Benelli is on a mission at the moment. He's all over the back of that Race on Oz car, and you've got Jamie Price sort of holding station, just watching brief at the moment. Then Matt Lagales, Sean Allen, and even Chris Stacey, they're all pretty close, really. So I reckon we're going to have possibly 6 cars here battling for the win. As look at this, Matt is catching. You can visibly see he's working to get back involved in this fight. But I think at the moment, Sam Smith and Kevin Harris is probably the fight to watch, as they're all pretty close. And yeah, Simon Bailey, by the way, has managed to continue. As, seeing through the field, looks like like Smertz may have had an incident, possibly. Oh, yeah, he's gone off at the back end of the circuit. Oh, hit the wall, and round he goes. That's why he's at the back as well. So a few drivers here having various little incidents in the early stages, just showing how hard they're pushing these cars. As Brody Steno still leads, but look at this. I tell you what, Matt Lagellas is on an absolute mission and a half. Look at this. He's really closed on those top guys, and he's bringing Sean Allen with him as well. Chris Stacey's not quite looking like he's able to match the pace of the top 5. He's just a little bit of a gap behind, but if they start scrapping, he's there to pick up the pieces. So there was a line of stern at the moment. Everyone's kind of holding station. No one's going too crazy on the moves. Here comes Tony Benelli for the lead on Brody Steen. Brody giving him plenty of room too. I don't know if he's going to try hold around the outside. Oh, they both get a slide on as well out of the hairpin, but I think Tony's got it. Brody's going to try and hold it on the inside, but no, there you go. Tony Hasler goes deep into the left-hander, and now it gives Brody a shot. As they go towards Lights corner, look at this, there's Matt. There he is, he's right involved. It's four-way fight for the lead here in this first race of the season. I think Matt's having a look at Jamie, who's going to try and ninja a third spot. Oh, there's contact. Oh, Jamie shuts the door on Matt there, but Matt's still going for it. He's not giving up. Look at this, here comes Sean Allen as well in this battle for third place. I think Jamie's going to hold it. Oh, wow, he just squeezes Matt there. Matt really wanted to try and keep a nose in there, but James has gone, no thank you. And that's that done for the moment. But I'll tell you what, Matt is looking very racy. Here comes Sean Allen though. Ooh, Matt, I thought he was going to outbrake himself a bit there as he tried to defend for Sean, but managed to bring the car up nicely. I'll tell you what though, this is a fascinating fight at the front. It looks like Benelli has the pace though. I don't know what's going on with Brody at the moment, but it just doesn't seem like he has the pace that he was showing in qualifying. As it looks to me like he's probably even got similar pace to the likes of Chris Stacey behind this pack. He just hasn't quite got that edge that he had in qualifying, it seems. So at the moment, still seeing P2, but for how much longer is the question. Sam Smith, by the way, still holding on ahead of Kevin Harris. Also a good battle for P9 at the moment with Koshkin and Steed. They're looking like they might go side by side soon, but I'm going to keep an eye on this lead trio. So I think P3 might be under the pump. Here he goes. Yeah, the guys has a look to the inside. Oh boy, that was a bit close between those two. I think he's got all the. Jamie's going to try and do the up and under. Oh, Matt gets a slip. A little bit of a slide there on the exit of the hairpin, and that's going to gift Jamie the position back as, oh, it's lockups galore everywhere. They're going to have lovely flat spots on those tyres. As, yeah, look at that. Looks like P3's back to Jamie, and Matt now drops back to P4. And now he's gone from the attacker to the defender in the blink of an eye. It's just how quickly it all changes in these cars. But at the moment, Tony Benelli demanding sort of lead at the moment. He's opened up, I'd say that's about a second. It's got to be. I'll have a little look here on the old timing. 7/10, yeah, 7/10 he's already opened up on Brody Steen. Brody's got a similar sort of gap to Jamie Pride at the moment. And then you've got Matt Lagalez, Sean Allen, and Chris Stacey all line astern right behind. Then you've got Sam Smith still holding on in P7. He's kind of stabilised now, Sam, after that sort of slow start. He's actually catching back up the top few at the moment if he keeps this up. So it's good to see that he's managed to stabilise his pace a little bit. You've got Kevin Harris in P8 with Pavel Koshkin in P9 at the moment, still holding off Michael Steed, who seems to be on a little bit of a charge. Martin Vintus, P11, shout out to him. He's come up a few spots from where he qualified in that Atlantic Motorsport machine. Jeremy Talbot also P12 for him. He's another one who's come up the field a little bit. Fred Locklear P14, Sean Rogers P13 for Locklear, and then Jack Trooper at the moment in the second of the Apiers rounds out your top 15. As we go back towards the front, Jamie Pride's actually having a look at Brody once again. I'll tell you what, I think he's going to do it as well. Brody, very wide there. I think he's almost letting him to go. That's very interesting indeed. There you go. So he did not defend at all. He almost let Jamie through there. So that's very interesting. Whether there's some inter-team communication going on, or whether maybe Brody just doesn't feel like he has the pace. But he's dropped to third now, and it's down Apia 1-2. Although technically different teams of Apia, because Tony's with Apia 1, Jamie's with the second Apia team, so technically they're not the same team per se, but either way, it's Apia domination at the front. Look at this, Matt Gallows looking very keen to have a go at Brody. It's going to be interesting to see if he fights Matt as little, basically, as he fought the Apia cars, because it's very interesting to see that he's not really been fighting it. Whether Brody just knows that his pace isn't quite there, maybe he's thinking long game here, he's thinking I'll try and get back to the front later on. We shall soon see. Just seeing that we were having a little look there earlier on back at the back end of the field there, some good battling as well. I'll try and get every battle I can, but obviously the focus is going to be at the front because, you know, so apologies if I miss any fighting further back, but I will try to do what I can because there's only one of me at the moment. Keep an eye, actually. Sam Smith, I'll tell you what, P7, he's getting attacked quite a lot here from Kevin Harris. So Kevin's up the ante a little bit, as I thought that Sam had sort of gapped him, but he hadn't. Actually, you know what? P2, Jamie Pryor. Brody's coming back, so I don't know what's going on there. Brody's suddenly got a resurgence of pace almost, it would seem. He's going to try around the outside. Jamie defending. I think Matt may have a little look-see here. He's sort of looking. And I'll tell you what, he might have a go here into left-hander. Brody was a little bit compromised there, and he's run through the hairpin. I think Matt might. Oh, he gets on the curb there, locks up all sorts through the right hand. Look at this. He's almost pushing Brody out of the corner. And he might have a little look here in the last hairpin. Let's have a look here. He might chuck it up the inside. No, he won't. There you go. I think Brody just kind of defending the right there a little bit. Just positioned his car just so Matt couldn't just chuck it up the inside there. Good little bit of defending there from Brody. But he's holding for the moment. He's got his teammate Sean Allen and Chris Stacey all line and stern behind him as well. So it's a bit of a close battle. But Tony Benelli dominating lead at the moment, just sort of keeping control of the race, ahead of his teammate. But look at this, here goes Brody again. I reckon Matt might have a look, will he? Yep, up the inside. Oh, he nearly hits the back of Brody. That was very close indeed. Matt is looking super duper racy right now. I think he knows there's a chance of a podium on here, so he's very keen. Although look at this, Sean Allen. Oh, has a look up the inside. Oh, that's a very opportunistic little move from Sean. I think he might make it stick as well. Let's have a look here. He's on the inside. Oh, pushes Matt all the way to the the wall there, and I think he's got it, although he's run into the straight, is a bit compromised. We'll see if Matt can check it up the inside into the hairpin. But what this has done is it's now let Brody have a little bit of a breather. So it was a good little bit of play there from Sean. That's helped his team out immensely, because now he's relieved the pressure as he acts as a bit of a rear gunner at the moment. Here comes Matt up the inside at the hairpin. Can he make it stick? Oh, squirming under brakes there. I think he might. Oh, they're going to be side by side. Matt was braking about as late as you can dare in these cars. Although look at this, he's still there. Sean is not giving up as they head into the stadium section. Oh, Sean just closed the door there. That was pretty authoritative bit of driving right there. As here comes now Chris Stacey on Matt. So Matt all of a sudden is dropping like a stone as all the others sort of climb all over him. And I think Chris is going to get it as well. There you go, Chris up the inside. And all of a sudden, Matt's gone from challenging for a podium to 6th. So there you go, very, very quick change of position. I'll tell you what, Jamie Pryde's actually looking pretty good for a chance for the lead here, because Benelli's will drop into his clutches, if anything. And again, look at that, Brody Steen, he's sort of stabilised once again. He might even challenge that lead, as I've noticed. Kevin Harris has managed to get past Sam Smith as well, but Smith's looking to get back at him as they head towards the middle part of the circuit. Looks like Harris has got it for the moment. Koshkin and Steve, they're still battling over P9 as well. We've got some good battles further back. I think we've got Simon Bailey and the Bavarian battling as... Oh, watch Andrew Scott is around at the back of the field. Real shame for him, just having a bit of contact there with the temp car of William McGowan, who I think... Well, I thought he was going to let him go there, but he was not. But yeah, either way, we'll keep an eye on the leads. I'm just watching... Oh, Jeremy Talbot in the pits with some heavy damage. I don't know if we'll be able to see what happened, but... No, I don't think I will, but... Looks like he had some sort of incident somewhere, because he's got heavy damage. He's in the pits, so that's a big shame. And oh, Scott's around again at the chicane. So a few drivers here having some issues at the middle part of the race. We'll go back to the lead though. Benelli continues to lead from Pryor. Then we've got Brody Steen P3 and Sean Allen P4. Chris Stacey P5 with Matt McGullers P6. Kevin Harris has managed to get through finally on Sam Smith for P7. With Koshkin still holding P9 from Michael Steed. And we've got another battle, feudal duels going on here in the midfield. We've got Martin Vindus P11 with Fred Locklear in P12, and then we've got P13 for Jack Trooper. Sean Rogers is P14 and P15 at the moment with Steve McCullers there in that second Castrol entry. It's a rundown of your top 15 there as we're a few minutes away from the half, so a few minutes off the halfway mark of this first race. Flown by, I tell you what, this first 15 minutes gone like a flash. It does not feel like 15 minutes at all. So I'm actually watching, I think, the battle to watch right now, because I reckon Tony's probably going to hold the lead for the moment. I don't think Jamie's going to fight him too hard, because those two will be thinking team, of course, and they'll be thinking that it's probably best that they just kind of hold station right now rather than try and battle. Steen is really coming at the moment at those two, and actually Matt McGullers is looking pretty feisty on Chris Stacey. I think we'll watch this battle for P5 because it looks like Chris Stacey's going to be having to defend from Matt here again. He's come back into form a little bit here. It looks like again after the struggles there a little bit earlier on. Let's have a look here, see if he'll have a look into the hairpin. Pulls out the inside, tries to break late. Looks like he will. Oh, I think he's broken maybe a bit too late, has he? Oh, yeah, he has. And Chris is going to sweep straight back up the inside. Thank you very much. And that is that done. So, yeah, Matt. Oh, and again, he's very squirmy on the braking, I'm noticing, Matt. He really is pushing 110% all the time, which is a bit, yeah, which I think why he's a bit on a knife edge at the moment. He's just really on the ragged edge of what he can do right now. As he tries to fight for P5, but look at this, Chris Stacey now all of a sudden is on the back of Sean Allen as these guys battle for P4. And again, not far behind these guys is Kevin Harris and Sam Smith. They're just there or thereabouts. So if they really start fighting, they'll be there, and the top three are all battling as well. There's battles everywhere. There's battles all over the place throughout the field. But I think we'll keep an eye on P2 because look at this, Benelli having to go defensive. It looks like Pryor's gotten through for the lead. And now it's Benelli defending from Steen for P2. I reckon he might do it for the moment. He will. I'll see if I can go back and check what happened here. If it was... Oh, wow, Benelli lost the lead a while back, actually. I didn't realise how long ago he lost it. I'll see if I can find... Apologies on that. I was watching a different battle, I think, so I didn't see the move. I'm guessing at the hairpin. Let me have a look here. Yeah, it was. Around the outside, down the inside of the hairpin. There you go. So Pryor got the move done at the hairpin on Benelli, and all of a sudden Benelli's struggling as well. This is very interesting to see. You get these zones almost. The drivers have these periods of going well and they just make a mistake, get out of the zone, and all of a sudden they're struggling, which seems to be the case for Benelli right now. He's having to defend from Steen into the hairpin. Let's see, is Steen going to go out the outside? He's going to try, but I don't think he'll quite do it. And it looks like Matt Gallagher's has got the move done finally on Chris Stacey behind as well, but we'll just keep an eye on this P2 because Benelli really struggling. What this is doing is letting Pryor absolutely gallop away in the lead right now. So the Gallagher's did make that move stick, but looks on Chris, although Chris is trying to get back at him. We'll keep an eye on P2 because Benelli's really not got much pace, it seems, right now, just out of the zone at the moment. And Steen looking strong, although he gets a big bit of oversteer there on the exit of the final corner. That's going to effectively neutralise any chance for a pass in the first corner, but surely can get a good run through here. He might be able to challenge into the middle part of the circuit. Let's have a look here. They come out. No, wow, Steen very ragged there through the first part of the circuit, and that's let Benelli get away again. That battle is effectively neutralised, although there's Matt Legales once again is coming back yet again on Sean Allen. Looks like he's managed to find that pace and consistency once again. As he's now in P5. The battle for P7 is still going on. Sam Smith and Kevin Harris, and they're closing on these lead 5 cars. They are closing. Oh, sorry, lead 6 cars. They're closing on them, and they're staying there or thereabouts. And actually, Steed's got by Koshkin as well in the battle for P9. So Steed now into P9, Koshkin down to P10. Looks like further back, everyone else is a bit spread out at the moment, further back in the field. But the good thing is we have some great battling here at the front, so that's what we like to see. So as they come into the hairpin again, Pryor's looking pretty good at the moment. He has a good lead at the moment from Benelli. And then Benelli's got a little gap to Steen, but I think Steen's he's there or thereabouts, and his teammate Sean Allen has kind of been just sitting in the background there as they all get so close to the tyre barrier on the exit of that corner there. But Allen having to defend a bit now from the Gallagher's, who's managed to get back into this fight after struggling a bit earlier on. It looks like he may have found that consistency again, so we'll see if we can keep at it. As I said, it's very interesting. It's like we get these periods of consistency from the drivers, and they make a mistake and that just kind of unsettles them a bit, and they have a few moments, they struggle a little bit, then they get back into it again, is what I'm noticing here. It's a bit of an interesting trend that I'm seeing even from the front drivers here. So Pryor's still leading though, Benelli 2. But look at this, the Gallagher's, he's looking pretty feisty right now to possibly try Sean Allen. Chris Stacey, he's just dropped back a bit again. It looks like Stacey doesn't quite have the pace of the top 5. Looks like he was hanging on, I suspect, more from them battling than having their pace. He's just not quite there as he's just dropping back from the top 5 a little bit, and actually dropping in the hands of Kevin Harris a bit here. He's managed to just gap Sam Smith a little bit, and he might even have a chance at Chris later on in the race. We'll soon see. 17 minutes into this race, 18, there we go, just ticked over 18 minutes. So we've got 12 minutes left in this race, so I'd say something like 8 or 9 laps to go, I would guess, in this one. And at the moment, it's still very close to the front, but it's all settled down a little bit. ish. I say that as Legales is attacking Alan and got Steen just ahead, who made a little bit of a mistake in the hairpin there, and that's just dropped him back from Benelli a little bit as they go through the back half of the circuit. But yeah, Pride's still leading comfortably, but the Race on Oz boys are there, but they're just not quite got the pace, it would seem, to challenge the lead too as they go onto the main straight yet again. And hold on, as you can see, Chris Stacey's definitely, you can noticeably see, he's just not quite got the pace of these guys, and they are dropping back, or he is dropping back ever so slowly. But I'll tell you what, we'll see. It's all a bit stalemate at the moment. Although look at Sean Allen having a bit of a look at his teammate. It's going to get a bit awkward for these two because you know, you don't want to, you know, you don't want to be pulling over team orders too much. But you know, if Sean's being held up here and that's letting the Legales have a sniff at a podium, then they may need to think about switching, possibly, depending on whether they want to do many team orders or not. But well, we'll see. We'll see. It looks like actually they managed to just gap Matt a little bit. I think Matt was a bit ragged through the middle part of the track at that time around. But either way, it's all a bit stagnant at the moment. Further back again, just looking through, it's all pretty spaced out. Further back in the field at the moment, as I'm noticing, Jack Trooper actually is well back as well. So I'm guessing he's at instant as well. So we've had a few as well. Just catching Edward Rocket spinning there in P20 out of the final corner. So yeah, a few people just having some issues keeping the cars on the track. They are pretty ragged cars on the edge. You can pretty easily burn up the rears and then go spinning around before you know it. So they are a bit dicey on the limit, these things, to keep going, you know, at 110% lap in, lap out. But Jamie Price's managing that at the moment. He's doing a really nice job in the lead, and I think he's slowly eking out even further. 1.7 seconds at last check, and it is 1.9. So Jamie's just eking out that gap, just doing what he needs to do, just banging in those consistent times, and he's actually managing to gap his teammate now. Looking at his times, actually, they've been very nice. He's done last 5 laps, he's been consistently doing mid to low 32s. His last lap actually was a 32.2. Was very nearly his fastest lap of the race. So Jamie, very, very nice right now, and he's just had to get around one of the Nokia cars there, I think, just recovering from a spin. But thankfully the lap car there being nice. I think it was actually Aiden Kieran in there. Very, very nice job of getting out of the way there, seeing the leaders coming. Oh wow, Matt very close to him though, as Chris a little bit wide there at the right hander. And look at this, Kevin Harris, he's definitely on a mission. I think he might possibly, we'll see, but I reckon he might have a chance at Stacey soon enough. But either way, just thinking of Benelli here, he's actually managed to get called by Sean Allen, so Sean's got by Steen, so obviously they might have thought that maybe Sean is the better one to have a go here at the top 3. All of a sudden, look at this, Benelli defending to the hairpin. See what Sean Allen looking very strong here. It looks like Steen yet again just struggling a little bit for this race pace. It looks like qualifying he was very, very quick. Just doesn't quite have that same pace, it would seem, in race trim. So at the moment, it looks like the battle watch is probably one for P2, although again, Matt Legales is looking like possibly having a go at Steam, but I think this battle for P2 is probably where we want to be looking at the moment, as we see Benelli trying to defend from Sean Allen here for this second place. We'll see how this one pans out. Again, Kevin Harris and Sam Smith have kind of been hanging on thereabouts. They're 5.5 seconds or so off the lead. And they're only a few seconds off this battle pack for P3, P4. So we'll see how this all goes. But here goes Benelli, really just trying to defend as best he can. Again, Price just absolutely motoring at the moment. 2.4 seconds at last check. So this is looking like it could be. As long as Price can keep it on the straight and narrow for the last 8 minutes, then this should be a win for him to start the season, which I'm sure he'll be absolutely over the moon with to start his campaign for this particular season of RDTCC. Benelli though looking not quite as strong. Alan definitely looking keen for a second spot that would match up with his number 2, so that'd be some nice synergy there. 2 gets 2, very nice podium there, 2 and 2. And again, Steen is thereabouts, and look at this again, Steen just closed up yet again. It's a bit up and down, it seems, with Brody at the moment. I don't know if maybe he's just struggling to keep consistency with the car, or what's going on there, but he does seem a little bit up and down with pace in race trim, which is just interesting to note. Again, Legales, I think, looks to be a little bit similar in that regard, which is just a little bit of a interesting note, pinpoint there. For this one, God, I think the Legales there just whacked the wall as well through the right hander. I hope for his sake that's not left any major damage, but we come into the final corner now, And again, Benelli's still holding, but Sean is just shouting him. Oh, boys, I think the goes there nearly got a bit loose in the last corner. He's pushing that car like you wouldn't believe. The guy is just squirming it out of every corner. He's been doing it all race. I've been noticing he's been very on the ragged edge all race long, which is great entertainment for us, but it does increase the likelihood that there could be a crash from him. So hopefully, for his sake, he can keep it on the straight and narrow like he's been doing so far. But at the moment, still Benelli holding, but Sean Allen is looking very, very nice and racy at the moment. And again, Chris Stacey's just dropped back a little bit in P6. And again, Kevin Harris and Sam Smith have been together all race long. Still together now in P7 and 8. Steed still holding on in P9 from Koshkin in P10. I think it's Locklear P11. Vinders P12. Rogers P13. Steve Lavelle's P14. And Simon Bailey up to P15. So nice recovery from Simon at the moment to get back into the top 15 after that spin earlier in the race. But again, we'll keep an eye on this battle. I'm going to keep an eye on P3 here because Lavelli is looking pretty close. They come through the swooping right-hander. Steen, Finley need to go all the way ahead. Steen go defensive, but look at that. Oh, Sean Allen having a look at Benelli. Doesn't quite get the move done. Steen managed to defend for the moment from Lagellas. But I think Lagellas having a look there around the outside isn't able to make the move stick. Although Sean, wow, they're going wide, and then Matt using all the curb and grass and sun in that little attempt there. And I think they're going to hold those. So both of these two having to defend. It's interesting to see that one of the race on Oz is attacking, the other one's defending at the moment. So they've got each end of the spectrum, so to speak. I'll tell you what, Sean Allen's looking strong at the moment, looking stronger than Benelli. Benelli just not quite got the pace of these other guys around him right now. Pride's just absolutely dominating right now, 2.6 seconds. He's just been eking that gap out lap after lap. It's currently, the last few laps have been 32 highs, and he has that traffic, keep in mind, on the last few laps. He's still managing very, very consistent times despite traffic. As I thought I saw someone nearly spinning in front of him, but it's all good. But yeah, Spinelli holding on. Sean Allen's still there, and again, Steen and the Geller's still there. Stacey, he's also still there. Still shadowing these guys like he has most of this race. Just been really consistent, just hanging in there. So if anyone makes a mistake, Stacey's probably in the optimum position to gain from these guys. Hi, Julian, in the YouTube chat, by the way. Welcome to stream, man. Hope you're enjoying it so far, or will enjoy it if you just joined. But look at this, Spinelli defending again in the hairpin. And Sean having a look around the outside. Will he try and hold it? Let's have a look here. No, we're going to try the up and under maybe. No, not quite close enough to do that either. So it looks like Benelli's going to hold. Look at this, Sean has a look. Ooh, up the inside. But no, not quite going to do it there. He had a bit of a cheeky move there. I think Benelli did see him coming, left him the space, but not quite close enough in the end to make the move stick. As again, Steen and Lagellas, they're both still there. And Stacey, you could have a five-way fight here. For P2 is again Allen looking in the final corner, but again Benelli just holding station. I think that might be, I'm going to assume that that's Alex Smertz. They're getting out of the way from them as well. Good stuff from Alex there, seeing the leaders coming through. Good little bit of lap traffic awareness there from him. As we go through the first corner again, and still Benelli holding on, but oh, it's so close. Allen is just all over him like an absolute wet rag right now. 2.9 seconds to Pride. Pride's just loving this. He's absolutely loving it, isn't he? Benelli being a little bit of a rear gunner for Pride right now, as Pride just happily gallops away the distance while Benelli's here having to defend for his life, more or less. From Allen, oh, we've got a big amount of oversteer there through the middle part of the circuit there. Through the right hand, it got really loose on the curbing. That's actually let Benelli just get away a little bit, so it's going to give him a bit of breathing space. I wonder if he can use that to get away now from these guys behind. As they're all lying astern. It's been really fascinating, this battle. Really good stuff. All these top six have been so close all race long, and even Harris and the likes of Sam Smith, they're not really that far off either. So it's been really good to see these guys at the front, been so close all race long. And I think Benelli holding for the moment, but we'll see if that changes in future. They're all just kind of lying astern. At the moment, we have 3 minutes to go. 27 minutes gone in this race as well. Benelli got very, very loose under braking there into the double left-hander, and that's going to possibly give Allen a chance into the final corner. Let's have a look. He's going to do the inside. Yes, he is. I think he might have him. Oh, not quite. They just leave enough room. But he's got a really nice run actually on the inside. That was a really good run from Allen. Let's see if he can do it. I think he will, and he's through. There he goes. So Allen into P2 for Race on Oz. Great little bit of overtaking there from Allen. Really nice stuff. Really opportunistic little move into the final corner. That's him to P2, but look at this now. Suddenly, Benelli's got the second race on Lost Carving look as well. Steam might have a go if he can get close enough. And then again, Legales is right there. I'm seeing Legales is not afraid at all to have a go at a move there. So very, very nice little battle for P2 we've got going on here. Again, Pride is just absolutely dancing off into the distance right now. He's just loving this. He's off. He's just thinking, thanks, boys. I'll see you for the next race. So, is Benelli very loose again on the curb, exactly like Sean Allen in the last lap, so he makes a similar mistake to the guy ahead of him, and suddenly it's roles reversed, and all of a sudden Benelli's the one who's going to lose out to second. So as I come down the back straight here, and again this is the Galles having a look at Steen. That might be the saviour for Benelli here to not lose this P3. Although Steen got a really nice run through the right-hander, really rang the neck of the car through there. And again, Benelli going defensive. Look at this, the Galles around the outside. Oh, can he do it? He's going to try and hold it. Oh, bit of a touch between the two. Chris Stacey there as well. I think they're going 3 wide nearly as well. Very nearly into the double left-hander. And I think Matt's actually managed to do it. Really nice move from Matt around the outside at the hairpin. Really nice stuff. And that's him up to P4. Steen now down to P5. And Stacey actually now looking at Steen as well. So these battles just ebb and flow so quickly. As Stacey chucks it up the inside. Oh, all over the curb. Oh, he nearly spins it as well. That was a good save from Chris. He was all sorts of ragged on the braking zone there. Did well to pull that one up. But look at this, Sean Allen under the pump big time from Benelli here. It looks like Benelli's managed to get back at him here, as I believe this should be the last lap. I'm fairly sure. We've got a minute to go. According to my game there, it's telling me a minute to go in the race. I assume this should be the last lap. I'm fairly sure it's the last lap for when the time runs out. So this should be the last one. If not, we've probably got 2 to go at maximum. We'll soon find out as the time runs out on the game. So we've now done the 30 minutes. I assume this is the last lap. I'm not 100% sure though. Apologies. We'll soon find out. But either way, what that does mean is that it's going to be Sean Allen who'll be defending for his life here. P2 as Benelli's all over the back of him. The Galles is just there too. I'm really interested to see if the Galles might have a bit of a crack here, as these two we've seen already. He's not afraid to have a go. The chance is there, but here comes Allen through the swooping right-hander. I think he might be good. He's already going a little bit defensive. Benelli looks to the inside. He's going to break as late as he can dare. Oh, that was so close to contact between the two. Oh, Benelli loses the rear end. And that might give the Galles the chance. Look at this through the double left-hander. The Galles side by side. Matt, I think, may get it done, and he has. Benelli like that. Oh, no! There's Brody Steens around in the background as well. I'm not sure if that was contact or not, but either way, I assume this is the final lap. As out of the final corner comes Jamie Pride, dominating performance really in that second half of the race. Just ran away with it while everyone else is battling behind. Jamie Pride. Oh no, this is the final lap. Right, there you go. So, sorry, this is the final lap now. But either way, it's been a dominating performance from Jamie Pride. Great racing from him. He's just absolutely flown away while everyone else has been battling behind him. He's now got 4 seconds in the lead as they start the final lap of this race. Brody Steen to 7th now after that incident earlier on. I'll see if I can go back and quickly see what happened there. Oh, it looks like he went wide, the double left-hander, and then Chris has just come in, nowhere to go, and just given him a tap, and around he goes. So I think one of those things really, that incident, but big shame for those guys. As Benelli, he's round. Oh no, he's lost it in the middle part of the circuit. He drops to 5th as well. He even dropped to 6th as Harris is right there. Oh, it's all gone bananas in the last minute of this race. All of a sudden, we've got Sean Allen in 2nd and Matt Legales in 3rd. All of a sudden, Chris Stacey is up to 4th out of nowhere. This race has just gone off in this last lap. Sean Allen's actually going to have to defend from Legales here, so Legales is going to have a go at P2. Let's have a look up the inside. He's looking. Will he brake late enough? I think he will. Oh, squirming under the brakes. Can he pull it up? No, he can't. And Allen is going to get back through with a bit of a slide into the hairpin, and I think that should be effective now. But either way, we'll go back to Jamie Pride here, coming through the final few corners. As I said, dominating performance from Jamie, really. He's had a great race here, managed to clear the pack behind him there at the midway point, and he's just been able to pump out solid lap after solid lap ever since. And this looks like it's going to be a really, really nice win for him to start off this season 11 of the RDTCC. Jamie Pride's going to cross the line to win race 1 here in Adelaide. With Sean Allen does hold on to P2. 2-2, there you go. Nice synergy for Sean with his car number there. Matt Legales is going to be P3 with Chris Stacey in P4. Tony Benelli probably a little bit disappointed with that. Ends up P5 after having a few incidents there at the back end of the race. Kevin Harris ends up P6. So good stuff from Kevin there. Just kept his nose clean. Finds himself in P6 for Redback Racing. Great stuff there. Brody Steen ends up P7 after that spin at the end. So big Shame for him, still good regardless. Sam Smith ends up P8 with Michael Steed in P9. Pavel Koshkin ends at your top 10 with Fred Locklear going to be P11, the second of the Redback cars. Good points haul for them. P12 is going to be Sean Rogers with P13, Martin Vindis in the Atlantic Motorsports car. Steve Legales is going to be P14 with Simon Bailey recovering to P15, so good stuff from him. P16 should be Matt Bailey with Ollie McCowan in the temp car. P17. Ian the Bavarian Silva is going to be P18 by looks of it with Fabrice in P19. Oh, Alex Mertz spun again on the last lap there. Big shame for Alex, but he should, if he can get it around, be P20 and last on the lead lap. Jack Trooper's going to be P21. Oh, there we go. He's already finished. Apologies there. So yeah, Alex P20, I think he's a lap down. That's why he was spinning there. So apologies there. 18 cars ended up on the lead lap. So Ian Silver will be the last one across the line now. There he goes. Now across the line to be the last car on the lead lap. Jack Trooper was P21st with P22 to Edward Rockets. Aidan Kieran is P23 with Jeremy Talbot P24. And Andrew Scott in P25 rounds out your finishes. So everyone finished. There you go. In the bad cat racing car there. So there you go. Everyone finished. That's good to see. 100% finish rate for this first race. Although, as I said, although it's 100% damage, these cars can take quite a beating from what I've seen. So that's good to see. It does promote some very close racing. But there you go. Jamie Pride wins the first round of the season. What a race that was. Boy, it was all a bit quiet, and then all of a sudden it just all went ballistic in the last 5 minutes. So yeah, there you go. Good stuff from everyone though. Good battling at the front. Just for reference, I mean, P5, and there was an instance there at the end, was only 10 seconds off the lead after half an hour of racing. Really good stuff to see from those guys. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that first race. What a way to start the season. I don't think you can get much better than that. It was really good stuff from those guys. And yeah, I had a blast. Jamie Pride, though, I got to say, kudos to Jamie. That was a monumental performance from him. Just great racing. Managed to get clear of the pack, and then he just was laughing. He wasn't even for the rest of that race. Probably just having a little bit of a nice time there. He was just cruising by the end. Just consistency. Just shows great consistency from Jamie all throughout that first race. But yes, that's race one done. So now we will have a 10-minute break, a 10-minute warm-up basically, or break, and then we'll have race two, which will be top 10 reversed. So what that will mean is that should mean... Oh, apparently they've gone back to race two. I guess we're not having 10 minutes break then. Alright. So there you go. I think AMS being AMS there. So oh no, there it is. There is a warm. Okay, cool. There you go. I was going to say I hope we didn't go straight to race two, but yeah, I think I'm actually not sure who's P10 already. Apologies, they've already had a mind blank, but we will see the grid when they race two anyway. But it's going to be interesting to see because we will have now Jamie Pride down in P10. He's going to be coming through the field. You're going to have Benelli coming through with Matt Legales, who we've already seen. He's pretty keen to do some overtaking when the chance comes up, so he'll be coming through as well. So it's going to be very interesting this second race. I think if we thought that first one was intense, I think the second one's going to be something else entirely. That's for sure. But either way, I'm going to have a little bit of a break myself. I think the voice needs to have a rest after that first race. We'll be back for the second race in not too long. So I'll join you guys again very soon. Alright everybody, welcome back to the broadcast. Race 2 of the RDTCC 11th season is about to be underway. We've got a few minutes left in this warm-up before we get back into it for the second time of asking tonight. Jamie Pride, of course, you went out in race 1. If you missed it, be sure to watch it back on YouTube. This should hopefully be up on YouTube, the stream, after it is done. So if you missed it, you can go back and watch it all again. And all the fantastic battling we had in that race 1. Definitely well worth a watch. If you're just joining us now and you missed race 1, certainly worth going back and having a little bit of a watch of that, because it was very, very good indeed. The battling at the front was fantastic. Really close battling. Really intense as well. Very clean as well. It wasn't really... I don't think I saw any moves really that were that bad. It's all just very clean, very intense, very clean, very respectful. All these guys obviously being Aussies, and I know the race department being a part of it myself. The race department Aussie sort of community is a very, very nice one. We're all very, very close-knit community. All get on very well and love our close racing and have a lot of respect for each other. So generally, there's a lot of good racing that comes out of it when they all come together to race. So should be a good second race ahead of us. Again, reverse grid top 10 for the second one. So that actually should mean that Pavel Koshkin should be the one who'll be on pole for this second race. And I believe it will be Michael Steed behind him. And then he'll have a whole bunch of charging guys trying to come back through. So the top 10 in this race should be one to watch, because we should have a lot of fast guys coming through, some of the slower guys defending, trying to hold their position. So it's going to be something else. I say slow. Oh, whoops! I say slower. But I tell you what, Pavel was doing some pretty good pace throughout that first race. So this should make for some great battling in this one with the reverse grid especially. And we've already seen in the first race how hard they can push these cars. I think the one to watch personally for me is we're just under a minute to go now in warm up, so we should be heading to the second race very soon. I think the one to watch for me will be Matt Legales. I think he'll be the one to watch, because we saw how on the raggedy edge he was for most of that first race. And from what I saw, he's certainly not afraid to have a go to move if one comes up, even a half chance. He seems to be a pretty prolific sort of overtaker if the chances are there. So I'll be watching him, I think, to be a bit of a mover throughout this second race. And he's going to have Jamie Pride and Tony Bentley behind him, because they was finished ahead of him in race 1. So that could be interesting as well. I just watched Martin Vindus absolutely get, he's just much contact with walls through the first chicane. But time's running out now on warm-up. We should be heading to the second race of this season and the final race of tonight. This is the 2 of 2 for tonight again, versus top 10. And then that'll be it for round 1 here at Adelaide. But I'm quite. This should be a very juicy proposition we have on our hands for second race. Again, 25 runners and riders will be in this one. And I tell you what, I'm expecting. Will it be as clean? That's going to be my question, because I don't know. With the reverse grid, I feel like there's got to be some sort of shenanigans. Surely shenanigans have got to occur at some point here, because with the reverse grid, it just promotes that kind of thing to possibly happen. But going to grid now, there's the signal for gridding up. Drives for a minute now to get the cars on the grid for the formation lap before we head to the race start. As I mentioned before, for the SR team, it will be Pavel Koshkin who will be on pole for this reversed gridded second race. But alongside him in the second of the Warring Pint Maniacs cars is going to be Michael Steed. Third place will be Sam Smith, with Brody Steen in P4, and that's because he had that spin at the end of the first race. So if anything, actually, he might be one to watch as well, because he's a bit further up than some of the guys who are similar pace than him, thanks to that spin at the end. So Brody might be one to watch, depending on how keen he is to make passes work throughout this second race. Kevin Harris ends up P5, very much a winner of the last lap shenanigans of that last race. Tony Bentley will be P6 with Chris Stacey, another benefactor of a few spins ahead of him in that first one. He's P7. Matt Legales will be P8 with Sean Allen, P9. Jamie Pride rounds 8 your top 10, and obviously the winner of last race. So that rounds 8 your reverse grid runners. In P11, In the second of the redback cars will be Fred Locklear, with Sean Rogers in the Speedy Mike car P12. Martin Vendis in the Atlantic Motorsports car P13 with Simon Bailey in P14. Matt Bailey will be P15 with Ollie McCowan in the temp car in P16. In the Bavarian Silver. Apologies, I'm gonna try and hold that nickname for the whole series, by the way. So yeah, apologies, Ian. But team name kind of brought that on, but he's going to be P17. P18 will be Fabrice with Alex Smertz in P19. Jack Trooper P20 with Edward Rockets P21. Adam Kiernan P22 with Jeremy Talbot P23. Andrew Scott is going to be P24, and then rounding out field is Steve Legales at the back. I think that's because he may have disconnected actually during the warm-up again. Which is a big shame for him because I think the results file must have... yeah, that's interesting. So I guess he's starting at the back, even though he finished P14 last race. That's a real shame for Steve. So he'll have a bit of work ahead of him to come through from the back. So yeah, so not true to pick for this one. I mean, again, as I mentioned, I mean, even Pavel and Michael and Sam Smith as well, these guys weren't that far off the lead in race one, so I wouldn't put it against them to possibly hold on for the win either. We'll see, but yeah, we'll see how we go. I think, as I said, I think Brody, probably the one to watch because he's a bit further up than the rest of the guys who are similar pace than him. I think Benelli might be one to watch as well if he can keep nice and consistent in this second race. Matt as well, of course. Legales, as I mentioned, seems to very much like his overtakes, so he'd be one to watch to make some moves throughout the second race. And it'll be interesting to see where Jamie Pryor ends up as well. He is obviously P10, the first of the reverse gridders, so he's a bit further back than the others. So we'll see how far up he can get in this second race. But they're just going on to grid up now. He's just gridding up in their spots at the moment. We should be going green very, very soon indeed. So half an hour plus 1 lap is the format once again. So 30-minute race, and then it's 1 lap after the timer runs out. And that's how this one will be run. So just waiting on the back end of the field to line up. Looks like they're more or less lined up now. I should be coming on. Here we go. Red's rising, ready to go for race 2 of season 11, the RDTCC. And we're away. Oh, look at that. Michael Pavel Koshkin's gone nowhere. He missed the jump by a long way. And he's just going to be absolutely being swarmed into turn 1. They're looking like going 3 wide into turn 1. Michael Steed leads you into the first corner. And Pavel Koshkin, just holds P2. There's nearly contact with Brody Steen there through the first chicane. Looks like everyone further back generally nice and clean from what I'm seeing. But here's Michael Steed leading P2, Koshkin, 3 Steen. Look at Sam Smith try and hold on, and that's Steen up to P3. Remember he started P4. Chris Stacey, P5. This Matt Legales trying to go around the outside of Kevin Harris. Oh no, Harris, he just holds it, but his teammate doesn't. Fred Locklear behind is round and into the wall, so big shame for Fred. But either way, it looks like everyone apart from Fred's spin there is pretty much... Oh no, they have not further back. Big incident further back there. Bit of contact between Silver and Scott, and that's led to a bit of a incident further back in the field. But either way, looks like most of the field has managed to get through without too major of an incident. As Steve leads him with a hairpin here. He's got a nice gap already to Koshkin after getting a nice start. Look at this, Chris Stacey up the inside of Sam Smith. I reckon that could be bit of a nudge between the two of them. I think Chris might get it. Look at this, Smith is not giving up. I'll tell you what, I think Smith might actually better hold this one on the inside, or just Stacey going to go around the outside. They're still side by side. Look at this, Legales is trying to get involved as well. This could be a bit of an interesting one as they head towards the final few corners. They're still side by side, been side by side since the hairpin here. I think Stacey's going to do it, although look at this, Legales nearly pushing Stacey through, and he almost does. Look at this, Stacey gets through, and then Legales is going to follow him through as well. I think further back, actually, Allen and Benelli are fighting as well, but it looks like Legales is going to make the move. Look at this, Smith in the slipstream. I don't think he'll try anything into the chicane, not really a passing opportunity. And no, he won't, he'll hold station, but very close indeed. Interesting to note also, Pryor's yet to go anywhere. As Vindus in the wall further back. We just got clattered by McCowan, and there's a huge crash further back. McCowan and Vindus just absolutely destroyed each other right there. Vindus just went to the wall, and poor old McCowan had nowhere to go. There was a huge contact between those two. But either way, looking at Benelli, Benelli and Allen are going at each other. This is for P6. And they've also got Harris and Pryor behind. Harris has actually dropped back quite a ways down to P9, so it looks like Harris kind of got swamped in the early lap shenanigans. and he's already getting under the pump from Jamie. It's just a bit of a much more, as Fabrice is around as well further back in the mid part of the track, so it's been a bit of a hectic start to this one. As reverse grids tend to do this, they tend to bring out a bit of the intensity, and that's what's happening now. Is Alan up the inside of Benelli? I think that might be move done. Yep, looks like it is. And actually, Benelli might need to watch Harris here. He might go around the outside. He gets him as well. Wow, Benelli and Pryor really struggling right now, as they're both 9th and 10th right now in the APA cars. I'm having a good fun time of it as Steed continues to lead. At the moment from Koshkin. Sten's still holding on in 3rd with Stacey now 4th. Lagella's 5th, Smith in 6th, and you got this battle pack of Allen, Harris, Benelli and Pryor. Simon Bailey in P11 doing well there, had a good start. Sean Allen P12, and we've got Matt Bailey P13. Edward Rocket up to P14. What a great little start from him. He started down in something like 20th. Already up to 14th. Great start from Edward there. And also Jack Trooper, he started down in about 20th as well after having some issues in the first race, and he's P15. So some good starters here further back that have managed to dodge the carnage and reap rewards from other people making mistakes. But it looks like it's kind of closing up the front here. Steen looking pretty keen to have a crack at Koshkin for P2. As I've noticed as well, Harris and Benelli also fighting. It's like Harris trying to defend from Benelli in P8. So those two are having a nice old ding-dong at the moment. I think we'll watch, I reckon we'll watch P2 though, because Koshkin's having to defend here into the sweeping right hander. I think Steen might have a go if he can get a good run through here. Let's have a look. He's head towards the hairpin. He's pretty close. We chuck it up the inside. He's looking. I don't think he's quite broken late enough though. And yeah, Koshkin holds with this. Stacey and Matt Lagella's have both caught substantially on those two. I think Smith now just gets past by Allen as well, so that's a move for P6. As look, this Harris is still trying to defend. Benelli does get through as well, so a couple of overtakes there in that little sequence of corners. So Benelli up to 8th, Allen up to 6th. They're probably the two key ones there to take from Matt. So look at this, Matt Lagella is looking at Chris Stacey for P4. Oh, he's going to up the inside. Here he goes, last corner. Oh, barely pulls it up. So sliding it through the last corner, and I think he's quite going to get done after all that. Still think Chris is going to defend here. He's on the inside, they head towards chicane. He's come across, oh, very close indeed. Matt not wanting to give up an inch there, but looks like Chris has managed to defend. Although he's got a poor run through the chicane, that might give the Gallies a chance. I know he's going to try on the outside. You're probably not going to get much out there, but looks like Chris is managing to hold at the moment. As Jamie, again, key sort of point here is Jamie Pride's still P10. He hasn't moved up any spots from his position, so he's still where he started this race. So that could be key. So yeah, we'll see how this pans out. But if this is something that happens throughout the season, if he's not able to really capitalise on these reverse grids, then that's where the points might get lost for Jamie. We'll see. We'll see. It's still one way to go in this race. We're only 5 minutes in to this 30-minute race. Look at this Koshkin yet again having to defend. Steen's going to try the inside of the right-hander here. Oh, bit of a touch between the two. That was so close. And look at this, Chris Stacey and Matt Lagella's are also going at each other. And it looks like Chris is going to go up the inside of Steen. Oh no, and he's going to hit Koshkin, and he half spins it. Good catch from Stacey, to be fair. That could have been so much worse. And I think, yeah, Lagella's there letting Stacey through there. I think Lagella's thought he might have been the cause, so he let Stacey back through. But basically the order stays the same despite three of them coming together. It all stays the same in the end. There's Lagella's little flash of lights there. I'm not sure if that was maybe an apology flash to Stacey there. Probably was there for maybe thinking he may have been a factor in that little incident. But look at this, the top 10 are all so close. Stacey gets it very wirily out of the last corner. Look at this though, Koshkin to defend from Steen again. I think he's going to try around the outside of the chicane, is he? Oh, he's thinking about it. No, he pulls out. There we go. So Koshkin holds. But all this is helping Steed out so much. He's already pulled out a 2.3 second lead as all these guys scramble over second spot. This is great stuff for him. Oh, Koshkin's gone deep at the right hand. That's going to give Steen a chance, and Steen straight through. Does not need a second invitation right there. Looks like Koshkin just ran too deep at the right hander, and that was enough to give Steen the chance to get through into second spot. Now it's Koshkin now down to third, and all of a sudden now he's got Stacey behind him, and you can just see that line of cars waiting to take him on. Also, Pride has managed to get past Harris, by the way, so he's now up to P9, so he has gained a spot since his good position start in P10. Oh, look, this line is P3, I reckon P3, it's all going to kick off pretty soon. There's a whole bunch of them lining up to take on one another. Looks like Koshkin, oh, Stacey whacks the wall there out of the right hander. He still managed to get a good run despite that. I think he might go up the inside. He's right up the inside. Koshkin's gone deep again. Oh, Matt Legale is having to defend from Allen. It looks like Benelli is defending from Smith. We've got about 3 or 4 guys defending and attacking each other right now. As Koshkin, after all that, still holds on. But look at this, Stacey is all over him right now. Koshkin's got to be feeling so much pressure from these guys. Again, this is all good for Brody. Brody's loving this. He's able to just gap this pack in P2s. Here comes Matt Legales again, up inside, last corner. I think he's going to do it this time. He is. Chris saw him coming there and gave him plenty of room. It looks like Benelli is going to possibly get past Sean Allen as well behind in the battle for P6. Look at this Stacey as well. So much happening. I can barely keep up. But it looks like Sean Allen, I think, is going to hold. He will. He does hold from Benelli, but only just. Smith down to an 8th in all this, by the way, so he's starting to drop back a bit as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we have Harris and him holding it again. But looks like Matt Legales trying to go at Chris Stacey around the outside. He doesn't quite do it. Tries the up and under now through the middle part of the circuit. He's going to do well if he can hold it. He's going to try again the up and under. He's trying up and under every single corner. I don't know if he's going to do it, although he's still at it. It's actually kind of working. Oh, he gives Chris a big whack up the backside there in the last few corners. Sean Allen now has a look at Matt Legales through the final corner. Look at this. We've got about 4 or 5 of them just bouncing off each other. There's so much happening. It's mental, but it looks like Matt now having to defend from Allen and Benelli. They're going to go side by side through the right hander. This cannot end well. Oh, so close. They somehow get through. Good stuff from those guys. But let's have a look here. It looks like Allen, will he try and get back at Benelli? I think he will. As up the inside. Will he make it stick? Oh, loses the rear under braking. A bit of a tap with Benelli. Oh, lost it again on the exit. And that's going to give Benelli the chance. And that's Benelli now up to P6. So he's on the charge. Pride also up to P8. He's managed to get past Sam Smith and all this further back. So, oh, crazy stuff in his first few laps. Steve, though, is loving this. Look at this, 2.1 seconds in the lead. He does have Brody Steen coming at him now. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can hold on now that he's actually got clean air. We've got a fast car coming at him. It's going to be an interesting little battle we might have at the front in the next 5 or 10 minutes. But Pavel Koshkin still not done. He's been defending this whole time, and it's nowhere near done. He's still at Chris Stacey, hounding him now. Wow, Matt Legales was so aggressive through the chicane, and look how much he's gained on Chris by just being that much more aggressive through the first few corners. But Stacey defends the inside, but here it is again, up and under, up and under. Nope, I think Matt's going to have to wait this time around. But look at this, Benelli's there, Allen's there, Pryor's there, even Smith and Harris could be a factor in this fight. And so look at Matt Legales up the inside of Stacey. Oh, they come together as well. Still side by side into the final, onto the back straight. And I think Matt's going to do it, and he does, but I don't know for how long. This Chris has still managed to get a pretty good run despite that. I think he might have a go. Let's have a look. Benelli's looking to the inside. Nope, decides against it. I think Chris is going to wait till the hairpin. He's not going to try and risk going through here side by side, which is probably a smart call. So he'll come flying through the right hander. As look at that, Matt going defensive straight away. Almost 3 wide. There is Chris having to... Oh, they are 3 wide into the head in. I think Matt's going to hold it though. It's amazing racing. I think Chris even holds it as well, although Benelli's not giving up. And even Allen's looking as well. And here comes Jamie Pride up the inside of Allen. Oh, well, it was a bit of a late look there. I think he wasn't expecting the brakes so early and had to almost make a move by accident. They all sort of hold station despite how close that was. 3 wide through the hairpin. You don't get that in pretty much any other car around this circuit. There's all a little bit of bump from Chris and Matt again. They're exchanging some paintwork though. Still they're having a few little bumps and kisses here and there. But it's all still somehow, despite this, still the order has not changed despite all of this battling. Apart from Matt getting past Chris, it's the only real change in all this, despite how manic this is. Here comes Matt again. Well, Koshkin, he seems to be really good through the chicane. He really managed to bash the curbs a lot and get a good run. Look at this, he's going to try and hold it on the inside, is he? On Koshkin on the gears. Oh, and they turn in, there's contact. And they've managed to both not spin somehow, which is kudos to them. Oh, Matt on Koshkin there, turns to the right. That was a bit. Oh, there goes Koshkin. There it is. I was seeing that, and there's still 3 wide up here. Look at this, and in all this, Benelli is somehow P3 out of nowhere, and now it's Matt Legales P4. Oh, this battling is just manic. These guys are just crazy battling as they head down. Chris Stacey flashing the lights, as is Harris as well. I'm not sure if that's frustration or anything like that, but either way, it's now Benelli P3, Legales P4, Jamie Pryor up to P5 and all this. Although look at this, Chris Stacey coming back at Jamie now into the hairpin. Will he make it stick? I think he will. Holding the inside there. Yep, there you go. So Chris Stacey makes the move stick. He's now back up to P5. Jamie back down to P6. Allen P7. Oh. Oh, and I think we may have a full course caution according to Joe's just telling me. Apparently the yellow is flashing. So we may have a... There you go, yeah. So yeah, we've got a full course caution, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go. So I think because of that incident there with Koshkin, they've called the yellows. So we've got a full course caution. There you go. So those are a thing that can happen as well in this series. If it's a bad enough accident, or enough carnage, I guess, there can be safety cars. So it looks like we do indeed have a safety car. So Steed, and yeah, you can see they've backed off. So it is a safety car situation, so that'll neutralise the field. Koshkin's still P10, by the way, so he has at least managed to hang on in the top 10 despite that incident. So I guess we get a chance to get our breath back at least after that. That was crazy. That start of that race, that was bonkers stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying that start of that race, because that was, I mean, I was too, but yeah, bit of a struggle trying to keep up with everything when it's so so manic. But either way, it's going to be Michael Steed who'll lead the safety car. He's just catching up to it now. There it is, the lovely Camaro safety car. Big flashing lights on the top there, very, very bright lights indeed on top of that thing. You could not miss it, that's for sure. But it's Michael Steed who'll lead them on the safety car here. Brody Steen is going to be P2. There's going to be Benelli P3. Matt Legel is P4. Chris Stacey ends up P5 with Jamie Pryor now in P6. Then you've got Sean Allen P7. Kevin Harris now is P8 with Sam Smith. P9. Koshkin's P10 after the incident there just before the safety car. I assume that's why it was brought out there, because of that incident. Sean Rogers is going to be P11. He's made a good recovery as well for Tin Shed Racing. Apologies. I think I said he was Speedy Mite in the formation. Apologies. He's the other Tin Shed car, so apologies to that. But good stuff from Sean. He's had a pretty nice run so far. Matt Bailey is P12 with Jack Trooper in P13. He's had a good recovery from the back of the field in race 1. Jeremy Talbot, I think he started P23. He's up in P14, so kudos to Jeremy on that. That's a good recovery from him too. Next up we have Fred Locklear in P15 with Steve Legales in P16 from the back, by the way, for Steve. So very nice stuff from Steve there to be up to P16 from the back. Simon Bailey P17 with Ian Silver P18. Martin Vindus is in the pits from P19, so I'm guessing he's got damage from possibly that incident earlier on. So that's why he's pitting there. P20, or will be now P19, will be Alex Smertz. P20, I'm guessing... Well, P21 at the moment is McGowan. P22 is Edward Rocket. Fabrice is P23. Aidan Kiernan is P24. And round at your field at the moment is Andrew Scott there in P25. So there you go. So that is your order for the moment. Hopefully it's a bit of a breather at the moment after that. Pretty manic start to the race. We did think this would happen though. We're not too surprised. I mean, we knew that this would probably happen. Reverse grids tend to bring this kind of racing. Makes it all very, very close indeed. And yeah, but has to give kudos to Michael Steed. He's been very nice this race, very consistent. Got the lead early, got that really nice start off the line, jumped Koshkin. He's just been cruising the front while everyone else has been battling, getting involved in incidents or anything like that. He's just been having a nice calm run at the front of the field. Been really, really impressive stuff from Steed so far in this race. I'll actually just quickly look at his times. Yeah, he's been doing consistent 33s all race long pretty much. Been very consistent on the times, so that's very good to see from him. But yes, it's it's been a bit of an interesting one. But either way, under safety car now. I don't know if it'll come in this lap. The lights of it are still on. I don't know if the lights actually go out on the safety car in AMS. I'm not sure on that, so apologies on that one. We'll see. So come round, see if the safety car possibly pulls in now. I assume it's not going to, but we'll see. So come around the last few corners now. Just keep an eye. Nope, there you go. Safety car pulling in. So there we go. Getting ready now to go back to green flag racing. And I think you actually are doing side-by-side restarts. Yeah, so side-by-side restart here from the field as they do basically a rolling start. And they're away. And look at that. Michael Steed's got a lovely jump off the restart. And I think actually this Benelli might even have a shot at Steen into turn 1. He's up the inside through the chicane. Oh, he's going to do it as well. Commits to the inside. Oh, Steen and the galleys get very close as well. And look at this Spinelli, and oh, look, this is a whole bunch of them. They're very, very close. They're almost fanning out to almost 3 wide. Matt Legalli's up the inside. Oh, just pulls it up in time. I thought he was going to drill the side of Benelli there, but he managed to pull it up. Credit to him. But look at this Alan, Steen having to try and get back at Matt, and he's suddenly dropped from 2nd to 4th in the blink of an eye. So a bit of a bad restart for Steen Jamie Pride has found himself in 5th after all that, so great stuff from Pride right now. He's doing very well indeed. Chris is having to try and defend, I think, from Sean Allen right now in P6, and you've got Harris, Smith, Sean Rogers has got the P10, so Koshnik has dropped to 11th now, so it continues to go downhill for Pavel after that incident which brought out the safety car. Michael Steen, though, runs through towards the hairpin in the lead. Here comes Matt Old looking back, Chris Stacey, and although Matt Lageles, I think, is the one we're going to look at, he goes up the inside of Benelli. Wow, kudos to Matt there. That was a lovely move from Lageles. And he goes up the inside into P2, so I tell you what, Matt, he's on a mission. I think he smells a victory, and that's why he is. He's going, well, there's no tomorrow. Great driving from Matt. So I think Michael might have to keep an eye on his mirrors, because I think that Matt's going to be there pretty damn soon if he keeps this up. But Steed, oh, look at this. Here comes Pride on the inside of Steen. A bit of a look up the inside of the hairpin. Steed saw him coming. Credit to Brody there. He saw him coming, left in the room. I think Brody's going to hold, but tell you what, James is looking pretty pacey. We saw in race 1 how consistent and quick he can be, so there's certainly no doubt about him having the pace to do this. It's just a matter of if he can make the move stick, which we will soon see. Chris Stacey, though, P6. Looks like everybody else has generally got through alright. We've got a few battling further back. I think that's Locklear and Trooper going side by side, but we'll keep an eye on the front because looks like Brody Steen having to defend pretty heavily from the guys behind. Oh, it gets all sorts of squirrely as well, but I think the lead is where it's going to be. So look at this, Matt Lageles has already caught Steed. That did not take long at all. I thought Steed might hold on for a little bit longer, but it looks like Matt's just got that much more pace at the moment, and I think he might have a look into turn 1. I think he might want to clear Michael as quick as he can, because he's got that angry pack of cars right behind him. I think he wants to try and clear him as soon as he can, and maybe even try and use him as a barrier and hope that he holds up everybody else while he just gallops away in the lead. Let's have a look here. He's up the inside already into the hairpin, and I think this should be a pretty, you'd think it'd be a pretty simple move, and yep, there it is up the inside. I think Steed knew it was coming, didn't really fight it too hard, and there you go. Matt Lageles now takes the lead of this second race. Can he hold it is the question. As look at this further back, you've got Steed and Pride. I think Pride's made the move stick. Good move from Steed there. From Pride there. Makes the move stick out of the hairpin, and he's now into the 4th spot. Look at this, Chris Stacey and Sean Allen. They're all so close. And look at this, can Steen come back at him? He's looking. Oh, up the inside. Oh, contact as Steen rides the curb like you wouldn't believe, but I think Pride's going to still hold it. And if anything, look at this, Stacey might even get past Steen in all this confusion. I think he will. He's up the inside of the chicane. I think he's got it done. He has. Well, good stuff from Chris there to just be in the right place at the right time there, and takes P5 from Brody. As Matt Lageles still leads. Steed's still holding on in second, so kudos to him on that, although I think it's only a matter of time before Benelli probably comes through to take P2. Pride, though, P4. And everybody else behind. Again, there's some good battles further back. I think Locklear is actually on a bit of a mission. I think he's just got past Matt Bailey for P12, so it looks like Locklear on a bit of a mission right now. But it looks like, there you go, Benelli through into P2. Looks like he got him through the middle part of the circuit. Apologies there, just looked away for a second and missed that move. But up the inside, up the inside of the right-hander, nice and simple move. That's him into P2 now. It looks like Steed might well drop off the podium pretty soon if he's not too careful. We'll see. Having a look though, I wonder if you'll have a look at the hairpin. Benelli is close enough. It just depends if he can brake late enough. Benelli going defensive regardless, but I think he's broken late enough anyway. It looks as it looks like Pride might have a look around the outside. He is. He's going to try and hold it. Excuse me, around the outside. Turn the inside here for the left-hander. I think he did the same move on Allen as well. It looks like he's going to try the same move on Steed. He didn't really give him much room there, did he? Really. The authoritative move from Pride there. Good move though regardless. Puts him on the podium now. The Steed's not done. He's having a look up the inside. Oof, just pulls it up. And they managed to avoid contact. But now Steed's going to have Stacey and I believe that's Steen behind him. And there's Allen and Harris holding on. Everyone else behind. Just drop back a bit. Smith and Koshkin, I think it is a bit further back. But here comes Chris Stacey up the inside of Steed already. Up the inside he goes. Oh, Steed jumping over the curbs. Oh, just holds on. But that's going to make him drop all the way down to 8th there. So really big loser in that one is Brody Steen there, just not quite able to hold on, and that's now let everybody else there through. So now puts Stacey 4, Steen 5th, Allen 6th, Harris 7th, and now it's Steen in P8. So that's how that one is. Oh no, Simon Bailey, was around further back. I just caught the end of that there. I think looked like Locklear lost it through the right-hander, caught the wall, and he's just ricocheted into Bailey. It's a real shame for Simon Bailey. He's called it quits there. It's a real shame for Simon. Just a bit of a wrong place, wrong time. for him. But either way, Matt Legele is leading 2 seconds clear. So, oh, in the back row, Kevin Harris is round at the right-hander. Big crash. Whoa. What happened there? Let me go back and see what happened there. Assume he just went too deep and hit the wall. Let me have a look here as I'm just looking back on the replay. Oh, he's turned too early. He's turned in too early, tagged the wall on the inside and absolutely flown into the wall on the outside. That was a massive crash for Harris there. It's amazing that thing's still in one piece after that. That was a big, big crash. So that's basically him out. He's dropped all the way down to 17th, and that'll be a heavily damaged car. He's going to have to now limp back to the pits. Real shame for him, as he was in for a good shout of the top 10 there for him, so real shame. But either way, that now means that 7th goes to Sam Smith, and actually now Koshkin up to P8, so Koshkin getting back into this a little bit. As Steed's dropped to P10, so Steed just dropping like a stone right now as this race wears on. But tell you what, Matt Legele's 2.6 seconds clear. He seems to have a bit of a ragged style. He looks like he's very much on the edge all the time, but it works for him. I mean, he is absolutely flying right now. I'll look at see what his pace is like. Yeah, since the restart, he's been doing. Ever since he got clear, he's been doing mid to low 32s consistently. So, despite the fact that the style looks a bit ragged, maybe it seems to work. So I guess if it works for you, then that's the main thing. Obviously, we've all got different styles as drivers, so if that's his style, then that's kudos to him. But yeah, big stuff in this second race. It's all we've pretty much had everything. We've had the safety car, we've had some really intense racing, we've had some just everything you could want. I think from a motor race. Is what we've had here. So yeah, Benelli P2 though, holding on still from Pride. Got to give kudos to Pride though. He's been a very nice race from him. Very clean. I think that's Pride's way. He's a very clean driver. He's usually just keeps himself out of trouble. May not be the most aggressive, let's say, or anything like that of drivers, but just keeps his nose clean. And that's where he benefits. And that's where he's benefited here, as we've seen other people having incidents, and he's in P3. So it just shows how beneficial that can be. So on for a podium at the moment. Chris Stacey P4, Steen P5, Sean Allen is 7th, 6th, no, it's Sam Smith in 7th, Koshkin 8, Rogers 9, and Steed is 10. As the top few just kind of spreading out a little bit. Looks like Legele's, he's been caught though by Benelli, so certainly not over yet for the win, although there's only 6 minutes to go, so there's probably only, I'd say, 3 or 4 laps to go. As I'm just seeing back on the stream, the safety car having some fun times with the pit wall there at the pit entry. So yeah, I think it's safe to say the driver must knock back. I think he knocked back a 6-pack possibly before going out. So he's a little bit not quite with it. I think the driver. So we'll let him have his fun. Let him have fun there. As long as he doesn't come back on the track, we'll let him have some fun. gets the ball there. But either way, still Matt Legele's leading though. 1.5 seconds. Benelli really closed in the last few laps. These two Apia boys really want that win. They want to take the double here in the first round. But I'll tell you what, Pride's probably looking like the stronger of the two. He hasn't been able to find a way past Benelli yet, but he's looking like the stronger of the two. And even his battle for P4 is not over. Chris Stacey, holding on there. Oh no, Matt's around. Is that Matt? Oh no, sorry, that's Steve. Is it? Sorry, I'm getting a little confused. There's Matt. It is. Yeah, there you go. It is Matt. Apologies, my as he rams the wall. That's an interesting way to reverse. There you go. So yeah, Matt is out from the lead. He's dropped all the way back to I think P11 now. Big shame. Have a look now where it was. Oh, he's just whacked the tyre wall. Went in too deep. Went too wide. Bang, right in the tyre wall. Round he goes. Big shame for Matt. Oh, that's a real shame. He's looking on for a possible win even there. And now he's P12, but at least he's still going. That's the main thing. Although, again, very squirrely, but he is still going. So at least he can hopefully try and salvage some points from this race. So real shame for Matt, but what that does do, now gifts the win to Benelli, I'm sure. Sure he saw him spun there and just went, well, I mean, thanks. Makes it a lot easier for me. So there you go. So big shame for Matt. But either way, that now means Benelli leads. Zapier 1-2 once again. With the Roaring Pipes car of Chris Stacey in P3. He's trying to hold back the race on Oz Boys behind him. Keeping in mind as well, point system, it's 51. Something I hadn't mentioned about too much, although actually I'll just look at Benelli here defending from Pride. I'll tell you what, these two fighting hard. They're not no team orders, I don't think, on display right now. It looks like James is going to have to pass him legitimately. I don't think Benelli's going to let him have it. This is for a win, to be fair, so I can understand. 3 minutes to go in this race. Oh my goodness, Benelli nearly getting wiped out by Jamie there. Jamie just breaking his lazy dared, and they nearly came together. That was so close between those two, but they get through in the end. But the point system, it's 51 points for the winner, and it goes down by a point for every position. So it's nothing too radical for the points, but I do like it because even if you don't finish well, even if you finish near the back, you still get points, and that's always going to come back at the end of the season. Especially if you're in a title fight, you have a bad race, those few points at the end, they might be what you need to win. So that's a really good incentive for drivers to keep going, even if they have a bad race, though, to keep going and get those points, regardless of the result. This looks like Pride up the inside. Benelli here into the right-hander. Good stuff from Benelli there. Manages to sweep it around the outside. What this is doing is letting Chris Stacey and the two Race On Oz boys get involved. They're closing in on these two. If they keep battling too much, they might be a five-way fight for the win. There is only 2 minutes to go, but we'll soon see. Benelli defending like mad for the win. This is for the win. As I said, I don't think there's any team orders right now. This is full-on racing between the two Apia boys as they head towards the sweeping right-hander. Once again, I reckon we should have probably 2 more to go after this one. As Benelli now through the right-hander, he's straight away going defensive as well, straight away to the inside to block that route for Pride, so he can't go up the inside into the hairpin, and it looks like he will hold. So good stuff there for Benelli to hold that place, but still got a few laps to go. As I said, I reckon there'll be 2 laps to go, I would say, after this. So still plenty of time for Pride to possibly find a way through, and as I said, Pride looks like the stronger of the two right now. He looks a little bit pacier than Benelli is. I tell you what, I think he might have a look here in the hairpin or the last corner. No, he's going to hold station, possibly trying to be tactical here as they go past the safety car once again. Still ramming into that wall with all of its might. He wants to go through it. I think the driver thinks he can go through the tyre wall. I think that's what it is. I think he'll be sadly disappointed. But either way, through the first few corners, Benelli. Tell you what, Chris Stacey. Oh no, Chris. I think he's lagged. Oh no, I think Chris. Oh, he's back again, but boy, I hope that doesn't come back again, because it looks like Chris Stacey had a big lag moment then. Oh, again, he's lagging around everywhere. This is not good. Hopefully, for Chris's sake, that connection just starts to stabilise, because he is lagging everywhere. It looks like it's come back now, but yeah, hopefully for his sake, that can hold off so that nothing happens there. I think actually Steen there just backed off a bit there so that he didn't get involved in any sort of instance with a lagging car, which is good stuff from Brody. But either way, Benelli still holds, as I think the time's probably going to run out any moment. Now there it goes, time runs out, so we should have 1 more lap after this one. So 1 more to go at the end of this one. I think, yes, Chris is still lagging in the background. I really hope for his sake that doesn't play a factor in this one. But either way, Benelli holding on still, but Jamie's still there. Oh, as Jamie nearly spins it out of the hairpin. That was a good catch. That just about went, he just broke to stop that spinning full circle. So good save from Pride. But what that might do is that might give Tony the win. Here in this second race. That gives him a nice little buffer. It's got to be a good, 7/10 probably, maybe a second. He's now got over his Apia teammate, and I think, unless he makes a mistake, Tony should have this one. We'll soon see, as if anything, Pride may have to watch Chris now, as Sean Allen, by the way, gets past Steen in the background. That's Sean up to P4, Steen down to P5, as we now enter the final lap of this race. Race 2 of Season 11 of the RDTCC. Now Chris is still lagging in the background. Boy, I really hope that this doesn't cause an incident for P2. That would be such a shame if that causes some sort of accident. As, oh boy, Chris is... Yeah, I think Jamie's having to watch his mirror a bit, because Chris is having a lag moment still. I really hope that... Oh, he's gone again. Now he's disappeared. He's back again. Oh, I really hope this doesn't cause an incident. I can just see something going wrong here. I really hope it doesn't happen, because that'd just be such a shame. After such great battling we've had already in these 2 races, it'd be a real shame for this second place battle to be decided by that. And it may well anyways. It looks like Chris up the inside of Jamie. I think Jamie just probably being a bit too duped by Chris there. I think he was just trying to know where Chris was going to pop up next, and that's now let Chris through into P2. So there you go. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's only a point, but there you go. Chris Stacey up to P2 as the Race On Oz boys behind, having a lovely little scrap for P4. I think that Brody might even get him there for P4. Let me have a look. Yep, up the inside of the hairpin. Oh, wow. Oh, no. And the Race On Oz boys have come together, and round goes Brody. It's a real shame. I think he'll still hold P5, so he shouldn't really lose anything from that in the end. So that's the main thing there. But either way, Tony Benelli comes around now, last few corners. Great race from him in the end. Came through from 6th there in the reverse grid. Managed to keep clear of the trouble. Managed to keep his nose clean. And here he is to come across the line to win race 2 of the RDTC Season 11. The second race here at Adelaide, he wins from Chris Stacey, lagging Chris Stacey in the end in P2. Jeremy Pryor, good drive from him there to take P3. He'll be happy with that one. Good solid points for him after that win in race 1. Sean Allen ends up coming home P4 after a bit of contact with his teammate there on the last lap with his teammate there, Brody Steen, still managing to get P5, so good points from those two, and for Race on Oz as well. Sam Smith ends up P6, so good race from him there for Tin Shed Racing with Pavel Koshkin ending up P7. Good recovery from Koshkin there to get back up to P7. Sean Rogers, P8, another solid drive, one of the solid drives there, and a good solid result for Tin Shed as well, as he's the second Tin Shed driver, so that's a 6th and 8th for them. They'll be happy with that in terms of the team championship. Michael Steed ends up P9 there, a little bit of a shame, just dropped off there in the mid part of the race. Matt Bailey ends up getting a top 10 there for Penrite Racing. Good stuff from Matt. Matt Legales, after spinning from the lead, real shame for him, ends up in P11, so at least he still managed to get some good points. Kevin Harris, P12 with Jack Cooper, P13. Steve Legales from the back manages to get back up to P14, so good drive for Steve in the end. With Fred Locklear rounding out your top 15 in the Redbat Racing machine. Jeremy Talbot ends up P16 with Ian Barbarian Silver in P7. Alex Mertz ends up P18 with Ollie McGowan in the temp car, P19. Martin Vindus ends up P20 in the Atlantic car with Fabrice there in P21 for GoRace.fr. Lastly, lap runners with Edward Roggett and Andrew Scott down a lap in 22 and 23. And then rounding out your finishes is Aidan Kiernan in P24 with Simon Bailey, unfortunately retiring after that incident, after the safety car there. And there you go, that's it. So that is the way it all finished in this second race, as we still have the safety car trying with all its might to get through that title at the pit entry. Great stuff. It makes sense though, doesn't it? It's the Aussie way, you know. And when do we do things completely professionally, let's be honest. So yeah, good stuff there. Good race, I've got to say. That was very intense. Yeah, I think we had the race we were expecting from the reverse grid. Some incidents, some moments here and there, but you know, being a reverse grid, that's always going to happen. And we had some good results. As I had some guys further back there coming through for some good results. Drama at the front as well. Good win again from Benelli to come through to take the win in the end for Apia. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Yeah, there you go. So there you go. I hope you guys, as I said, enjoyed that second race, as I think that image I'm seeing is a perfect image of just the straight with the safety car still trying to become one with the tyre barrier. I think it's a perfect image to finish off. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this first round of the season. I assume don't know if they'll want to come to interviews. They'll probably be busy. They'll probably chat with each other, catch up with each other, I'm sure. But yeah, I guess if we don't have interviews, I might see if anyone maybe pops in. But well, I'll give that a little bit of time. There's that. Oh, there goes AMS for the classic crash after race session. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, if you enjoyed that and want to be kept in the loop with Race Department going-ons, be sure to follow the Twitch channel and also the YouTube. Obviously, any broadcasts that are done always up on the YouTube afterwards. So this one should be up on the YouTube after we are off air. So if you missed it, or if you missed the first race, or if you just want to have a bit of a watch again of all the action from round 1 of this season, you can do so on the YouTube. And again, obviously got Facebook as well. We've got the Race Department Facebook and Twitter. Be sure to give them a follow if you want to be kept in the loop with any news coming out from Race Department. And again, of course, the website. Be sure to head over there if you want to even get yourself involved. If you want to be involved yourself with any series like this, you can do so by heading over to Race Department and finding out the details there on how to get yourself involved in any racing like this, or club racing, or anything like that. So be sure to do that if you enjoyed what you saw tonight. I certainly did. I've got to say, it was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy it yourselves. So either way, I think that will wrap it up. It looks like all the guys think they're going to be having a bit of a chat amongst themselves after that, which is fair enough. But yeah, again, hope you guys enjoyed. Again, thank you to Joseph Wright, who's your man on the cameras. Fantastic work from him, giving you some lovely shots throughout both races. And again, myself, Thomas Hens, here leading you through this first one, and I'll hopefully be with you for the whole season. And hopefully next time I should have some company for the second round, so you'll have the two of us to lead you through the racing of that will be to come. So until the next round of the season, which will be at Alton Park, Foster's will be the next round. That'll be May 6th for the second round of the championship. Same format, of course, same time. That will be the next one, and that also, again, very close track with these cars, should promote hopefully some very, very good racing indeed. So I think that will about wrap it up for the stream. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, it's bye for now.